Hi, good afternoon and welcome to Llay Minors Welfare on the outskirts of Wrexham for the 101st British Crown Green Bowling Association FLOWFIT British Senior Merit. You may notice that there's somebody missing from this shot. We'd just like to say a few words about those two that are missing. Unfortunately, Mel Evans, MBE, and Lynn Pritchett can't be with us today due to illness. But I'm sure that they're watching over in sunny Cyprus where they're having a little break, and they'll be tuning in, probably watching us mess up. Well, we'll try not to, obviously. Without Mel, you know, we wouldn't be here, Globe Gig wouldn't be involved, and none of this would be happening. So on behalf of myself, Steve, the whole Globe Gig team, all the fans watching at home, you know, we'll give him all our best wishes, love and support for the months ahead. So with that out of the way, we'll get on with what we're here for, which is, of course, is the bowling. And welcome back to Llay Minors Welfare. And the game we're picking up is between Matty Gilmore of Merseyside and Graham Bennett of Welsh Wales. He's playing well, is Matty, while you've been away. He's developed a 12-6 lead. Graham having no luck there. I actually watched Matt last week in a federation game on Crossland Moor. I can't just remember which team he was playing for, but they were playing the Colne Valley.
Was it Wallasey?
Wallasey, yes. And he played a guy called Terry Brook, who was a homesteader, and he had him off for 2. And he never sent the jack further than 20 yards in the entire game. And he was playing a very quick mark, played it very, very well indeed. A bit like what he's playing here, but shorter.
Didn't Colne win that game?
They did, yes.
Yeah.
That's my team, by the way.
Yeah. All right.
Just thought I'd mention that.
That's all right. Well, apparently the Wallasey Federation team are unbeatable and cannot be touched. They cannot be. There is no rivalry.
No.
There's no rival worthy of the name.
Well, Colne Valley beat.
Well, yeah.
My adopted federation team. Anyway.
I best not say that I laughed when I heard the result.
No, you shouldn't say that. You're supposed to be supporting the Wallasey lads. You Merseyside people, you're very strange, you know.
I do support the Merseyside lads. I play for Bolton.
Anyway. 15-inch past the jack. Graham needs to get in soon, or else this game will be going away from him. A good response.
Happy with that.
I don't know a lot about Graham, I'll be honest with you. I didn't even realise he was Welsh till I read it in the programme. So, a bit of a mystery to me, but...
He's won the Welsh Merit. Tough school, that, when you see what he was in the last 16.
No, you're absolutely right. It is a tough school. I'm not sure what part of Wales he's from, is what I meant. Whether it's big effort. Oh, he's been fortunate there. Fortunate.
Wry smile from Matty. Probably hides the swear word. He's just muttered under his breath.
Nice. Bit of a laugh and a joke. I don't know what part of Wales he's from, whether he's from the coast region or the Wrexham region or whichever.
We should have done our research on that, really, shouldn't we?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I did do some research for this.
Yeah, did you?
I did actually do some. I've lost it, but I did do some last night.
I thought you were doing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I thought I saw you wandering around. I thought Andrew's doing Pokemon Go. He's found... Granted, there's 1 or 2 people in the crowd that look like the people of Pokemon Go.
There are.
Yeah.
Very many.
Yeah.
Very many. All around this green. Not bad lead from Graham. He's gone a distance, gone for the corners. Overreached. Couple of yards to far. Matt's not stepped in really.
Drifted by as well.
It's not as flat as it looks, this green. When you're up here, it all looks very flat, and from the cameras you probably don't see an awful lot, but there's quite a lot of sliding, slippy marks on it, just off the crown.
Make you look silly if you're not careful.
I don't need slidey, slippy marks to make me look slippy.
Make you look slippy?
Slippy.
How'd you look slippy?
Well, I didn't mean slippy.
Did you get covered in oil or something?
Yeah,
oh, right, okay.
I did last night.
Oh, right, okay.
Good ball, Mr. Gilmore. He'll be a happy Gilmore now.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You don't get paid extra for that.
I'm here all week.
Oh dear.
I am actually. I'm down at Colwyn Bay this week.
Ah.
at the festival there. Not as many entries as normal because they heard I'm in it. I think that says everything you need to know.
You've always been capable of entering a room, Andrew. I must apologise, by the way. I put sun cream on. This is why now it looks like I'm about to get rain.
Yeah, I thought so.
Ah.
It's been beautiful all morning, viewers, and the sun's been out. I've burnt my arms. Q-man turns up, sun goes in.
Ah.
Playing well is Matty. Can he do it again? Can he win it for a second time at this venue? That's the big question. Certainly playing well enough. He's been impressive.
Just trails the jack for 2. He's given Graham all kind of difficult questions to answer here. This needs to stop.
Can't leaves a brace.
16-7.
And remember, I think Graham was 6-4 up. So this is a nice little break from Matt. Just pulling away. Oh, just looking at the other green. It's all but 18 to Greg Smith, but he's played 2 woeful balls, leaving Gary a big chance to get another. And he has done. 20 apiece on the other green. Keep you in touch. Keep you in touch with the score of that game whilst we're watching Matty Gilmore.
I think Matty was remembered the previous end in that direction. Everything seemed to hang out.
Yeah.
So he's just, overcompensated.
Overcompensated indeed. Graham's learnt from his last trip down there. It was still too far. Still overreaching. Oh, referee's gone and had a bit of a guess and wafted his arm towards something. Now then, Matt, a little bit further, might be too far now. I noticed he's playing with these red balls. Has he played with them for a long time?
He's had an old set of tailors that he's used since he was Lord knows what sized. Then whether he lost a bit of confidence with them, he moved to a new set of deluxe black ones, and he used them for a little while. Seemed to go back to the old tailors. So whether he's just found a second-hand set, and he's just, as us bowlers do, had a bit of a fondle, and they feel nice.
Yeah.
Can't argue with the way he's been playing with them.
No, absolutely. Well, that's when I saw him playing with them. I do recall him playing with a coloured set a few years ago, but I didn't think they were red. But I'm after a pair of Drake's specials in sky blue.
Sky blue?
Sky blue with claret discs.
Oh, of course, yes.
Unfortunately, they don't do claret discs.
Are you after a bespoke set?
Obviously. 2-9. You've got to go for an ostentatious number. Well, I've just realised a 210 is just about as big as I can manage these days. I used to play with 213 Drakes when I was 14 years old, so that tells you everything you need to know.
Something's happened to your wrist that you haven't got the same grip strength.
No, I haven't got the same wrist. No,
what have you been doing?
I think it's the difference in greens, Greens used to be a lot quicker when I was a lad. Now then, Graham, 2 good balls. Roger, where's Graham from? Where's Graham? Where's he?
From Wrexham.
Wrexham.
Doesn't stop this, Matty's 2 for Graham.
Good 2 for Graham. Now, I've just been told by my Welsh connection that he actually used to play here back in the day, so he should know the greens very well.
Which day?
Course expert.
Yeah, course and distance expert, they tell me.
And inside man, oh dear.
Oh, just watching on the other green. It looks like they may be measuring for game at 20 apiece.
Smith likes his, I think.
Smith likes his. Now he's saying that he wants a measure, is Gary, but if it falls over...
I wouldn't know quite what to say. But if you're judging body language, what would you say there?
If I'm judging body language, I'd say Gary's waiting for that ball to fall.
Greg's wandered off.
Greg's not happy. That's all I can say on the matter. Oh, he's going apoplectic.
There's a bit of... Where's he going now?
I think he's going to get in the mat, because he tends to run after things without the mat. Now, of course, if that ball does fall over, it's tough.
Yes.
You couldn't have asked for it any better.
Lean and bowl, 20 across.
I think he's going to knock this over with the measures. Yeah, he's in. Oh,
body language has changed now.
Yeah. Very good.
Greg Smith beats Gary Ellis 21-20. Meanwhile, back to the action. Graham Bennett played a couple of good ones. Leads out 11-16 down to Matty Gilmore.
And
he sent this a bit tight.
Well, maybe he knows something we don't. Like
that if you don't send them far enough and you play them too narrow, they go short and tight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I could have told him that.
You couldn't. That's a good ball for you. Well, Matt, you're not going to lick it with a lot here. You just go in.
Economical.
Well, true. Now he's further with this. All together better. Needs to stop.
Well, it's finished.
Well, it's won it, but it's trailed a touch.
Couple of foot behind.
Well, I think Greg's got his own choir on the other green.
The Brummie choir. Good ball here and Matt.
In we go.
Can't go out.
Yeah,
can only
good
win.
ball.
The 2001 champion at this venue, Matt Gilmore, leads 17-11.
He'd be confident of seeing this game out. I think Matt is a very confident player. I think whenever you beat him, you've got to get him head shaking a little bit.
Yes.
You've just got to get in front and dominate, but getting in front's the hard bit. You just seem to be in a bit of a lull again in the competition. There's an awful lot of times when there's only a couple of games on the green. I think there's only 3 games on the other green, and there's 2 games on here.
Well, I think the crowds who have been watching the game on the other green will come back to this main green now and should ramp up the atmosphere a little bit.
Should do. Oh, good ball. Yeah, good ball, Matty. Can't argue with that.
Lies 2 to go 19, I think. Yeah.
A little bit of feedback going on there. Well, Graham, when it fall, it needs to fall to have a chance, I think. Body language tells me he's not in. Looked to the heavens, didn't like it.
Body language tells me that Matty's not sure he's in either.
Graham knows. He's picked the jack up.
Gilmore 17-12. Finger peg mark from Graham. Across the middle of the green. He's walking after this one. I think he quite likes it.
Yeah, just finishes a little bit there. Just tight, that's all.
Probably half a bowl tight on the land. Just pegged a little bit more than the jack did. Matty stuck this out.
To far. I'm not overly convinced about this format. I know it's been like this for many, many years, but I'm not sure I like the 2 green format.
And what else are you going to do with 64 players?
Played over 2 days. Or cut it down. Why does it have to be 64?
But if you're not careful, you're going to delve deeply into the world of bowls politics.
Yeah, let's not get involved in that. I'm not cut out for that. I like to be able to watch all the bowling, that's all. And I don't think you can do it on 2 greens. And I think if you had all these people around one green all day, I think the atmosphere will be even better. To back again, to far, 2. Oh. It's nearly a game again, this Q-man.
14-17.
Nearly a game again. Can't believe you put sun cream on.
Well, the sun came out. I'm looking at my redhead. I go, you know, I
Yeah,
go
me
lobster.
and you both.
I go like a lobster. I'm going to Portugal in a couple of weeks' time. Imagine what colour I'm going to be over there.
I dread to think.
Jesus.
Good ball, Graham. Is it the NHS you work for?
Ah.
You do have a lot of holidays, don't you?
Ah.
Hmm.
It's a very stressful job I do, Andrew.
It must be.
All the holidays is required.
Yeah, yeah. I've only got another 5 weeks left of my holiday. It's not good. Well, Matty certainly replied with a good ball there, forcing Graham to turn over.
Hanging underneath.
Yeah. Just a bit overplayed, really, but he couldn't afford to be short. And it was an important ball from Matty. He was right back in the game there, was Graham. Matt's after this. Thinks he's got another. If he hits his own. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's done it. Oh, no. Well, can't believe it.
I know it's easy to be wise after the event, but wasn't that also the more logical ball for Graham to play? Trying to shunt it.
Yeah.
Because he's almost trying to play a dead.
You're probably right. You're probably right. But
of course, mastery of wiseness after the event.
Absolutely, yeah. But for me, I mean, he's been unlucky there, Matt. If he hits his ball with any other connection, that doesn't happen. He's had to hit that absolutely perfect to hit the jack at the right pace, and then it's had to fall over as well.
It's a more difficult bowl to play what he actually did play.
Yeah,
than one to
I think so. There you go. He's put it behind him though. Forgot all about it. Now then, Graham, have you reached?
This can't get there, sure.
Have you reached?
This needs to sprout wings to get there.
I'll guarantee you that Matt sends the jack out next end. He can't knock him in. He can't run the jack. 2, he'll be going for game. There you go.
Graham be disappointed with that end, really. Didn't really play a lead and played, well, a bit of a non-event of a second bowl.
Nice delivery. Always like Matt's delivery. Very easy. Very stylish.
It's the kind of delivery you can actually do all day at a competition like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's where I've always fell down, you see, with my ridiculous delivery.
Playing around your front.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm dead straight, me.
Dead straight?
Dead straight.
Dead straight.
Dead straight. Well, that's what Jimmy Darby told me. Well, Graham, you need a contact. Oh, it's just stuck in.
That ran like a brick the last 18 inches.
It just stopped like a lead balloon. Now then, Matty. It's come out like a bag of spanners, this. Of course, it's a good one. Well, line one. Got to be careful. Doesn't want to contact that first ball. Oh, that's had a bad jump. Needs to run. Can't run. Can't get there. 20. Is it all over?
Somebody else said that once, didn't they?
No. Well, yeah, sort of. I was paraphrasing. Oh, it's getting nippy up here. I can't. I'm going to have to put your coat on.
Yeah, you've turned up for a bowls match wearing an inappropriate t-shirt and a pair of shorts. Have you not been to bowls competitions before?
When I set off from Colwyn Bay this morning, it was glorious. It was about 70 degrees Celsius.
Celsius? You could cook a chicken at that.
It was night. I remember looking at the thermometer. It was 19 degrees when I set off, and I got here and it dropped to 15. At least it hasn't started raining yet, but I'll give it chance. Well, big ball this, big ball. Oh, he's done it! Got it out. Great ball.
Can Graham put it back? Needs to run for me. Needs to run and peg for me. Well,
we've seen a lot of those this morning, Steve. Game down and short. It's almost criminal. They should be locked up for it.
Well, he had a couple of options there. He could turn over and play Matty's bowl out, or if he missed it and clipped the jack, it would have gone to his own.
And the only option he's got now is shaking hands and walking off the green, unfortunately. So that's a comfortable win, really. There was a bit of a mid-game comeback, but that's Matty Gilmore through to the last 16 of the Senior Merit here at Llay Minors Welfare. 21-15 win over local man Graham Bennett.
I think he will play Paul Dudley in the next round.
Yeah, Paul Dudley's just beaten Dangerous Damien Morrison 21-15, I think it was. So that's a nice game being lined up in the is it quarterfinals?
Yeah. In the
quarterfinals, not the last 16.
Well, we're just going to go to a quick commercial break. Oh, I've stolen your line. Yeah. Hang on the commercial break. Andrew, after you.
So we'll come back and rejoin the game after this quick commercial break.
Oh, you said that better than I could. Welcome back to the Llay Minors Welfare for the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit. We are just waiting for a game to start, which is the Greg Smith Phil Holroyd game, and I'm delighted to say I've been joined by local bowling legend Roger Morgan.
Well, it could be Roger Crowther, but no, it's
what a brutty with food with it. Well, while we wait for the Greg game, there's another good game going on. We'll go to the game that's currently, well, the only one on the green, which is the Stuart Perry game. I'll just give you the score.
Yeah, Stuart leads 3-2 against Wayne Rogers.
Yeah, Stuart Perry, third place in the North Midlands Merit, and he actually got beat by the winner, Matt Horton, 21-20. And he's playing number 31, which is Wayne Rogers, and he's the Shropshire Merit champion. Nice blue bowls that the red-shirted Stuart Perry's were using.
Yeah, I watched his game in the previous round, Steve, and he was very impressive with Stuart. He certainly has taken to that number 2 green, but now back on the bigger green with the smaller crown, the number 1 green here at Llay. He's just trying to find his length a bit. Had a good ball there, good correction.
It looked like Wayne was probably a little bit confused about where he put the jab, probably went a little bit further than he thought. Obviously his lead flew off.
So who's your money on for this game then, Steve?
I have not cursed anybody. It's not a tip, it's a curse.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it is generally with me as well.
Although I am quite proud to admit I've got a 4-timer up at the Cheshire Lancashire game.
Oh my word!
Yeah, I can't claim to have inside knowledge on anybody, but I got told what to do and who to bet on.
Well, that's it. Well, it always pays to do as you're told, yeah. Steve.
I didn't give her a share of the money. Don't do stuff like that.
Well, I'm sure she might have got a drink out of it. Maybe not then.
I don't think Stuart's terribly happy with his second bowl. He didn't have much that could go wrong with it really, as long as he wasn't stupidly overweight.
Yeah, one of the few things that I've picked up on today is that there's nothing for outside the jack at all. A lot of balls seem to be hanging off today. So I think this tournament will favour people with balls with just a little bit of peg in them. A lot of balls you see just hanging off under the jack.
Yeah. Nice little 5-2 lead for Stuart. And now that we've been joined by Roger Morgan, I asked Roger, "Are you doing much bowling?" I know I've seen you at the odd little venue, but are you? You know, you've won a number of competitions that it would take far too long to list. So
kind of you. Yeah, I'm still trying to keep my hand in. I've got a change of job coming up where I'm moving actually down to South Wales.
Did you speak a different language down there?
Yeah, it's a different accent, definitely, as well as language, certainly compared to England. But they're very, very friendly, very welcoming, and I'm looking between Monday and Friday to do a little bit of flat green bowling. So that'll be like learning the game or learning a game of bowls all over again, since I haven't done an awful lot of that. But no, I do try and keep my hand in, and just really predominantly it's league bowls, but the occasional competitions, but not of anything notable really in terms of performances. A couple of final days, and that's about it, Steve. But I saw you playing at Mossley Hill. On the artificial surface there, Mr. Davis. I was very impressed to see you bang 3 very, very good results in there. A real exhibition.
That's the day of the year. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was very impressive, and I remarked to you at the time. I have to say.
Well, thank you very much. And I should say, a couple of hours later, my back had decided to pack in. My knee was given a hint that I shouldn't be doing that again.
Have you been back for the final day yet?
No, final day is actually tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Now, after all day covering this, you watch. Yeah, you'll go and win it.
Well, that's a nice quiet weekend, isn't it? To be fair.
Absolutely. There's another one from Stuart just underneath the jack and not doing anything.
To be fair, that's probably the worst lead he's played.
Yeah. Good one from Wayne. This better length.
Stuart's using a set of bowls that are a rude word in colour. So I'm not too certain I really want to win this game. I can't shout for somebody with blue bowls. Surely that's you know.
No, that's great correction.
Can't argue with that.
No.
One of them must be all right.
Yes. Well, he's certainly learning from his first bowl. That's for sure. Both these lads stalwarts for the counties over the years. They must have racked up some impressive number of caps.
Well, they probably would have, with various county games they've played both home and away. I very much doubt there's a type of green they haven't played on.
Yeah. And that really puts them in good stead for the All Englands, and I'm sure they've had good campaigns in previous All Englands as well.
Well, they'll be used to playing at this type of atmosphere, which what a county match can give you. Is that experience of, that you're just taking up the flat game as you emigrate to another part of Wales. That's a very quiet cathedral-like atmosphere. It's not a bit like this.
Well, no, exactly. Totally different. And I see from the notes here that Stuart Perry is a former champion, winning it in 1998. So there you go. If anybody knows how to work his way through a field of 64 on a big occasion like this, Stuart does.
Probably with leads like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, finger peg across the crown diagonal, puts his lead bowl 6 inches to the back of the jack.
Yeah, chance here. Good bowl.
On second thoughts, they're playing into a bucket.
Well, this is after it again from Stewart. He's attacking it, maybe just too fast to peg, but decent effort.
Well, he's played the right bowl in a way. He had to be past the jack, and he had to be making any kind of connection really at that kind of pace. He would almost certainly count.
Well, he's just giving it a bit too much. It'll just hang off. 1 and jack. Needs to go somewhere different now, does Wayne. Let's see what he decides on. Looked at the edge, decided against it, and he's up the middle.
I think whatever he do, he's got to make sure he plays better leads than what he has been doing. When he's looking at this, it needs to run for me. It needs to get a bit closer than that.
Yeah, a bit of room.
Shame, it's a gorgeous bit of land he's wasted by being short.
Stewart doesn't need a second invitation.
Following it up halfway across the green. Well, foot behind. There's only
he's having a look, is Wayne. Just a bit round the corner.
Oh, just peg tight, really, hasn't it? Really? Best length of the lot. Just to update you on the other game on the green is Greg Smith, and he leads 4-1 against I think it's Phil Holroyd from Halifax.
Yeah, I don't know whether you caught the end of Greg Smith's game with Gary Ellis, but it really was a fantastic match to watch. Last ball of the match, Greg coming and winning it, with Gary having a 2-foot ball, 3/4 corners. Greg getting slightly tight, and he was really worried. The ball was leaning actually, and they had a measure, and Greg just got it on the measure. And a huge relief. You can see him punching the air at the end of that game.
I know when he was following his second bowl in, he was leaning as if you got it on a bit of string. You're leaning the opposite way to try and pull it straight again.
Yeah. Oh, we did. He thought he put his hands at one stage going across. He just bent over, put his hands on his knees, and he thought he was gone. But it just stuck enough. And you know, moments like that, I always say in a competition, when somebody wins something, there's always a point when they, for whatever reason, they should have gone out, but they don't. And maybe that's just that little bit of fortune that Greg needs to win it today. You never know.
Oh, I don't think anybody's ever won this by having an easy run to.
No.
You're going to have a number of battles all the way through.
Yeah.
And Greg's taken I think they were first and second favourites. So, you know, Greg's knocked out somebody who could have won this quite easily, really. Absolutely. Gary's a 2-time winner. Greg is looking to win it for the second time, having won it in 2013. Well, Greg's first game was one of those. This looked like it could be quite easy, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hang on, I'm 3 or 4 points behind here. What's gone on?" Yeah. He had to dig in there, dug in against Gary, so he's got that ability to raise his game when he needs it. And this it'll be really interesting to see if he kicks on now. He's obviously short price favourite with the bookies, but this game's full of upsets. And Stuart Perry's dominating this game against Wayne Rogers, gone to 11-3 lead. Not doing anything terribly complicated, he's just sending the jack and putting his bowl by it. And it's a simple game when you can do that. It is. He's just struck a length of the 3/4 mark. Obviously the pace of the Llay greens is to his liking, and now he's not only playing a good length, but he's banging them on the land. And those are hard balls to beat. He's foot short. He's done that wrong, and to be honest, Wayne's done nothing wrong with this. No, just a yard over, drifted by, no connection. Well, he didn't put his bowl short. No. He had to be passing the jack. Well, it's just finding that length, isn't it? The
last couple of feet of running. And Stewart's got one around the back, only one.
You be using those tactics when you take up flat green, or they've got a bowl on the jack, put one behind a covering bowl.
Yeah, I'll probably be taking orders from a skip or something like that, and probably not carrying out the instructions correctly.
Have you got a set of whites? Have you invested yet?
No, I've not yet. That's an unlucky ball. He's actually got away with it, Wayne. So he hit his own ball, but it went on to Stewart's ball to knock Stewart's second ball to knock it further down. So having reached up, got underneath, it's still only one to Stewart. Yeah, so I've got to get a set of whites, by all accounts.
And a nice cloth to keep polishing your bowls.
Yeah, I don't know about this sort of the etiquette. I'll be told not to move behind the head or something like that. And,
well, you're known
upsetting everybody.
You're known as being one of the most quietest and politest of bowlers to play against. You could just be a rebel amongst the.
Well, I could be. Yeah. A heathen from up north.
Yeah.
Shaking them up in the valleys.
I mean, normally, if a mouse passes wind when they're playing, they stop and just there's noise, can't do anything.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. So I went to the local bowling club there, and I told them that we play crown green bowls in North Wales, and they didn't even know that the game existed. In the north of Wales.
They're not avid viewers of this programme then?
No, obviously not. Obviously not.
Spread the word.
Yeah, well, I've already started, but I think there's a long way to go.
Nice easy 2 for Wayne.
Yeah.
Get another feel of the jack. We'll lead out 5-12 down.
I wonder if he will go for this edge that he looked at before. He's just looking again. No, he's coming back up. Not far from where they've been, but just the other peg.
Looking like, well, it's going to stay on, I think. I was going a bit close to the edge. Not much for passing the jack. Putting the jack there would indicate he's either he's going to try and get on an edge, or he's going to play corners.
I think he's going to try and get in the corners, full corners, but not with leads like that, I'm afraid. 2 yards to get in there.
To be fair to Wayne, before it got a third of the way across the green, he turned his back on it. I mean, Stewart has stepped in, but you wouldn't have said it to go.
No, it's still a lot of room, yard and a half. Yeah.
No hanging round from Wayne. He's up scent and he's walking slowly after it.
Better pace this.
Needs
a clear. Doesn't get it. Right into the back of Stewart's.
Now Stewart's just got to make sure he doesn't do any damage with this. He quite happily just take the 1 and go 13-5 up. But he's almost got like a free bowl at this because there's so much room. No hanging round from this lot. Match clear. No more thinking about it. Just send them. Get on with it. Obviously, we've got to make sure the camera crew don't get whiplash moving the camera around, so we may not capture all of the action. Stewart's just waiting for the other game just to clear the middle of the green.
Yeah, and he's still more or less back on the mark that he was playing, although he's just a bit more middle of the green.
He does seem a lot happier on the green than Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in body language, but he doesn't look the happiest of chaps on the pitch.
No, and it's the first bad lead that Stewart's done for a good few ends, and that's been the difference, I think, so far, is that Stewart, with this end being the exception, has, when he's had the jack in generally, in general, he's led well.
Yes.
Whereas Wayne hasn't. And Stewart's punished him with 2s against Wayne's jack.
Just give you update on the other game. The disgracefully experienced Phil Holroyd leads the young whippersnapper Greg Smith 7-5.
Is there anybody that you think that can strike a blow here for the oldies?
Well,
Glyn Cookson springs to mind, I must admit. Being, when I say oldies, being 50 plus.
You go.
Am I being generous?
Yeah.
Am I being generous to Glyn? Am I?
I can almost see you saying. I've almost implied that Glyn's quite oldie, and I'll just be a bit more diplomatic.
Yeah, be more diplomatic.
Yeah. I see Martin Gilpin won the Waterloo over 50s this year. So yeah.
Martin, what is he now? He's turned
over
60.
50. Well,
He's over 50. Yeah, there we go. Careful what I say.
Well, Martin's one of those people that has looked that age for a while. I'm not quite sure what age it is, but he's looked it.
Great player.
Oh yes. Well, Martin's indeterminate age, but he's been around the top level of bowls for, well, ever since I've been involved.
Absolutely.
If you're talking about, you want an unbiased opinion comparing with the likes of the Greg Smiths and the young players today compared to, well, the Brian Duncans when he was in his pomp, and the Glyn when Glyn was their age type thing, the person you go to is Martin. He will give you a very, very experienced and very knowledgeable opinion of just about every bowler you can imagine. Absolutely,
and the miles that he has put in to get his success in the sport is phenomenal. I mean, there are a handful of players that really deserve every bit of success they get, and Martin and Ian Nicholson, who've both been fantastic performers on the competition circuit, deserve all the success they get, as do people like John Bailey, a lot of the lads that come from the Midlands. One springs to mind who's been doing really well is Callum Wright. I know Greg Smith is coming out a lot more now, and picking up a lot of titles in the north. So these lads, when they're banging those miles on the motorway and they look at the car and the clock on their car, they certainly deserve
well, Martin lives in
all the success they get.
Lovely area of the country in Kendal. You couldn't really ask for a much nicer place to live. But if you want to go around the bowl circuit, you are remote. Oh,
you are, absolutely. Well, again, just to harp on about John Bailey, I mean, he lives in Llanrwst in the Conway Valley, absolutely beautiful place. But he has got a burning ambition to succeed at bowls, and boy, has he turned that into a fantastic CV of titles.
Without knowing this area very well, I take it where he lives is somewhere just past the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, well, here we are in Wrexham, and so for John to get to here, you're talking the best part of an hour, 50 minutes to just to get to Wrexham, and then to where the sort of like the heartland of the circuit has been traditionally, which is Warrington, Manchester. He's got another 50 minutes on top, so you're talking
that's almost
good 2 hours.
He almost lives in the Wild West.
Yeah, that's a brilliant ball there from Stewart, just sitting out Wayne.
It's just what you need, really. When you played one at 16-5 down, you're thinking, I'm happy with that. And then Yoppo plays it out for 2, and you're thinking, what have we got to do here?
How many times do you see that when it's going for you, and he's just played a short ball there, Wayne, and he'll be disgusted with himself there. But
at 16-5 up, you can play that shot. At 16-5 down, all of a sudden you can't.
No, absolutely right. And I think he's looking at 2 as well.
Well, you'd say it was 2 from here.
Yeah. Oh, asking for a measure. But yes, how many times do you see that? It was like the bowl that was up in this corner that Wayne played when he had room to get in. He had a good yard and a half to get in. The ball was travelling well, straight into the back of Stewart's. And it's an amazing game for that. When you really are struggling, the bowling gods are against you.
They are vengeful gods.
They are.
They are vengeful gods.
They certainly are.
17-5. And to be honest, it's not quite cruise control, but it's not far off cruise control for Stewart. It's
He's just.
I mean, Wayne's a very experienced and very, very good player, but he's not done himself justice, is what I'm trying to hint at.
I don't think he has. Obviously, these lads to get to this stage, they've both won 2 rounds each, so they've both had a feel of each of the greens. This is their second visit to the number 1 green, and clearly Stewart has really taken to it, and Wayne's he's not playing bad, as you say. He's not playing wrong bowls or short bowls. He's just not getting the rub of the green, and when he is getting in, not making most of that jack, which is what it's all about.
He's actually got a chance now. Or granted, he's got a bowl to beat that's probably 1.5 inches off the jack, but you can see him. Well, ideally, you just want to trail the jack, be 18 inch over, and count 2.
Yeah.
And he's tried to play that, but he's just hung out a bit.
Yeah.
If it was just like a bowl or bowl and a half narrower, just trails the jack, and all of a sudden I've just made a wonder.
That's it. Yeah.
It's very fine margins between looking a complete idiot and looking well beaten.
That's right. And then, people will look and say, "Oh, what's he played that ball for?" And obviously, he didn't intend it to hang out, but it was the right bowl going towards the end. It just was off the land.
Well, going just underneath the crown, you've probably missed the land by about 1 inch.
Yeah. And he's back into his favourite mark here, this round peg into this, what you've described as a saucer, which I think is a good description down there. It just whips a bit at the end and drags. And he's a bit over. Yard over, that's all. Well, these are the ends where Wayne's got to think, right, I've got to plonk one on if I'm going to have any chance to get some momentum going.
Will it finish?
And he has.
Yeah, well, he's played a good one.
Great ball.
Now he's given Stewart a chance here now, because you'd think any connection on Wayne's bowl and it will go to Stewart's back bowl. It's one of those, I'm 18-5, or I can just try and play this.
Yeah.
Well, what's the problem?
And he's playing with a lot of confidence. He's stalking it. Do you know what? He's got it. Oh, that was just a whisker.
You can't miss that by any less than what he actually missed.
No. Well, the way he was all over it, I thought he'd got it. But so that could be the break that Wayne needs now. This is his last. Oh, it's just too far. Not punishing him when he has a chance there. A bit of room for 2.
That was almost a good job. Almost a good ball by missing.
Yeah. I think if he'd hit it, he could have sprung the jack to the back ball of Stewart's. So now he's gone for the edge. Something different.
Well, you can't carry on doing the same thing.
No.
I mean, first sign of madness to do the same thing all the time and expect a different outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a strike peg mark towards an edge. You imagine don't get underneath, and he's kind of got underneath.
Yeah, just gone. Just got probably a touch underneath, and then it just didn't do anything, and it's gone off.
He's probably thought as well, he's played so many short leads, the last thing he needs to do is play another short lead.
Yeah. And Stewart's 5 foot short. Really needs to improve now, Wayne.
If he can miss him, he's got a good one.
Yes, good ball.
This is not really threatening the jack. This is a poor ball from Stewart, really. It's one of those bowls where you've got a couple of options to do, but you could almost play at Wayne's bowl knowing he couldn't make it worse. Strange shot choice.
Yes. And the Wayne's now, I think, taking him on a little bit of a tour along the edges.
Disturbs the referee.
Yes.
He was enjoying.
He was thinking what he was having for his tea tonight.
Why are these people shouting at me to get out the way? I'm not in anybody's way. Oh, hang on, who's that?
What's that yellow thing doing near my feet?
Yeah. Well, didn't put, well, he may have put Wayne slightly off. He's gone 1 4 foot past, and
Puts
Stewart's
her over
done
here.
the same.
Yeah, Wayne's on. I don't think either of those should count, but Wayne's improved this. Well, if he can just steal a few chalks for a few more ends, hold on to the jack, and again, there could be just a little bit more promise to him. And
just about.
No, I think it might have gone out. I think
may not have saved.
You see a little bit of different land, different paces, and all of a sudden,
Stewart thinks it's saved. Wayne's not so sure.
Well, he's taking that out.
What are they looking at them for?
Well, it's just from where we're standing, it doesn't look a measure. It looks like 2 to Wayne. And
that's the old fancy a drink. You having a drink?
Drinks break. Yeah. Can I look forward to that in the flat green game? Do they have drinks breaks, do you think?
Ask for an ice cream. The other game, as we'll mention that while we're waiting for the measures, it's 10 across between Phil Holroyd and Greg Smith.
Yeah, Greg's not having it his own way by any stretch here. Phil's really playing well, and he had a football in the corners that Greg sat out.
I played Phil about 15 years ago in the comp at Holdsworth, and he was old then.
Oh, he's
now granted he's from Halifax, and they look that age quite early on from Halifax. So
he's been around a long time and is hugely experienced, this Phil, and he'll give 110%.
Well, we're doing well to see this jack. It's front peg mark to the edge of the green.
It's really interesting what Wayne's done here. He's finally gone for the edges, and he's slowly but surely clawing some chalks back.
It's just given. You can imagine if someone playing a shallow round peg against you, you think they're not going to be doing it if they've got keen bowls. They must be playing slightly weaker set of bowls. So just take them by an edge and make them.
That's it. Make them think a little bit where to set the bowl, and he lies 2 again.
And they're not really 2 you can strike at, and you kind of think, well, if I get underneath, I'm going to go off.
Stewart's over the top again, and that's another 2 to Wayne.
And all of a sudden, that's like 16-5 or whatever score it was. It was kind of like, oh, no, this is quite a nice, easy afternoon. All of a sudden, well, hang on, it's 18-11. Well, I only need 3, but I haven't scored many of the last few ends. Yeah.
Just starts to put a little bit of doubt in his mind, and it's a different piece of land, and he's just got to really concentrate now as Stewart to get this jack back.
Well, it's finger peg mark towards, well, basically where they came from. He's not really.
No, he needed to put him under pressure with a lead. So best part of 2 yards there.
Stewart's bowl's just kicking straight and will just drift past. Well, there's room still, but
still a yard.
It's put the pressure on Wayne, really.
Well, if he gets a clear run, he's got it back. And he's just wriggled past it.
He's one off it.
Yeah.
Well, it's on its way.
He's certainly not short.
He's looking at it.
He's got a couple of targets here, and he's got the jack. Knocks the jack off the green.
I think after his lead bowl, Wayne would have quite happily took a no end, really, and send it again. So they're probably. Well, Wayne hasn't counted, but he's not giving anything away, so they're probably both quite happy with that end in the end.
Yeah, I think given Wayne's lead, he'd probably take that, even though he did lie a reasonable bowl with 1 bowl to go. Yeah, just doing a little straight peg under the crown tour of the green.
Yeah, he's trying to wave his ball a bit high, he'd always stuck it underneath. Stewart's thought about following his bowl up, then realised he wanted to stop.
Yeah, too far. Probably that length ball of Wayne's counting at the moment. Now he's lifted his ball up a little bit now, knowing that there's nothing for underneath. And he's played another good ball. They all take beating now. Stewart's just checking that he's 2. I think he'll find that he is. That Wayne does lie 2. Yeah, he's just signalled 2 to him.
It looks, to be fair, it does look 2 from here.
Yeah. Well, Stewart's not sure. He needs a connection. He hasn't got one, and it's another 2 to Wayne.
If you're going to play that ball, what do you need to? What do you ask if it was 2 for?
Yeah. I just.
I mean, if it was 1, you play that bowl, and obviously try not to hit your own. But if you're 2 down, and you're thinking of playing that bowl, what's the point in kind of asking? You just got on with it.
Yeah, surely. Looking the way the bowls lay there, I thought he'd play to save. To be honest, just try and wriggle past that short, counting the first ball of Wayne's and make sure he saves. But he went for it. Didn't come off, and now it's 13-18 from 18-5. Was it, Steve?
Well, he was a country mile up, and kind of in cruise mode really, and he's not really sent the jack in the last 4 or 5 ends, and all of a sudden it's kind of, I don't quite know what to do here.
And he was Wayne was a yard short, 5 foot short, and Stewart's only just beaten it. So there's plenty of room for Wayne to improve here. If he can get past the short ball of Stewart's, and he's gone right to the back of him again.
Well,
he's not made to, Stuart, but that's the let-off that he may need to get over the line here.
Well, he only needs 2 for victory, 19-13 up, and it's kind of, he must be happy to have the jack, but he's thinking, I do not get 2.
Yeah, and he's thinking, I'm sort of falling over the line a little bit here, but well, let's see if he bangs the lead on. He has been in general when he's been leading with the jack.
They're just pausing before he sends the jack, as there's been a 19-metre measure in the other game. A successful call, I think it was, for Phil Holwood against Greg Smith. It only looked about 16 yards, to be fair.
It's interesting, just in that game, in a blink of an eye, from 10 across, Greg Smith's gone to 15-10 up. But Phil will battle right to the end. And he's had a successful call. The tapes, and Greg's led a yard ball, so gives Phil a chance. And he just beats Greg's lead.
Those wonderful leads of Stuart Perry deserted, and he's well, after they each sent their first bowl, Stuart's on, but you wouldn't say anything to really worrying the jack.
No.
Well, he lies game, so therefore things aren't too bad. But you would think there's room there for Wayne to get in. A thumb peg mark. Is it danger of hanging out, but must save? And does it win on a length?
I think it wins it, Steve.
Well, Stuart's having a look at it.
He's got every chance.
Still having a look at it. Body language kind of said, oh.
Oh.
Well, that's it.
Is that Stuart saying one to him, was it? Or was it saying...
Yeah.
I think there might be trouble in the measures. Yes, they are.
Well, in the other game, Greg Smith counted another to go 16-10 up. He's gone back on a Short mark to the middle of the green, put one 2 yards past. Phil's just drifted past Greg's bowl. So plenty of room for both their second bowls in that game. And the result of this measure is, well,
On to Wayne.
one to Wayne. Stewart's shaking his head.
Yeah. So 14-19, and from being a mile behind, Wayne has a little bit of a squeak if he can continue this fruitful run along these edges.
Well, you just think, well, just win the next end. And I'm a bit closer. Just win the end after that, I'm closer still. But he's not going to do it by putting them 2 yards past.
No, and his lead's still deserted him.
Plenty of room for Stewart to put
Stewart's
one, well,
no, he
by the
needs to
jack.
block a ball really with this now at this stage of the match. He's got to be aggressive.
Well,
He's left it short.
Little bit of a non-event, that bowl, really.
Yeah, I thought he'd be reaching up at it to 2 targets, and Stewart's now coming for game.
Can't
And
see
I
how
think he's got it.
Can't go out.
Yeah.
21-14.
A strange game that with the runs with the jack, but the key difference was Stewart's leading.
Well, welcome back to the FlowFit British Senior Merit of 2016. We're here at the Llay Minors Club on the outskirts of Wrexham in North Wales. Now, if you think about Crown Green Bowls and you're thinking, well, it would be nice if we wanted to enter competitions just to find out when they are or how to enter. Well, there was nothing really to look for. It was all a bit, I've got to ring such an organiser, we've got to contact them. Then 2 gentlemen I'm joined now, Chris and Stuart, came up with an idea. So I'm going to let them talk about it rather than me drone on for a while. Gentlemen, please explain bowls comps.
Yeah, I'll just explain. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, it just really came about a year ago now. We was at competition and we realised that organisers were struggling sometimes for non-paid entries, and also players were hearing of comps and not having checkbooks and being able to send entries off and waiting for a return. So we thought there's got to be an easy way now to bring it up to date. With today how we do a lot of things in everyday life and use card payments and online and secure ways of doing it. So both Chris and I obviously been in bowls for ourselves, and I've been involved in the organising side with venues throughout the Midlands, and we just put some ideas together and came up with the idea of the bowls comps really, and just thought if we can do this, make things simpler, and everyone's going to win, and that's how it came about really.
Well, you kind of dragging bowls into the current century. Everything's kind of online shopping, put in your shopping basket and away you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that we wanted to do before anything else was to make it as easy as possible for everybody. And if people go onto the website, it is very simple to enter competitions, particularly for organisers as well, as Stuart's mentioned. Very easy to get set up, and the online payment is extremely simple to do, and anyone can do it.
Well, I've had a look at your website. It is, well, as Stuart and we all know, some bowls players are very simple people, and you've got a wonderful website. Then it's easy for them to navigate around. And
yeah, like Chris said, that was really important for us. And initially, the feedback now from people that have used it, where they were worried about it or a little, and thought I can't do that, and some of the comments we've had from people are real technophobes and not really into that sort of thing. They're going, wow, that was just so easy, And the beauty is it's there once you've done it and you register your email address, everything's there, your club, your details, and the organiser gets that. And all the information's there, the club, it'll tell you about the venue, it'll obviously tell you refreshments, trousers, times, practice, it'll give you the postcode, it tells you there to get by the local bus, it'll give you all the public transport things. So the things that on there are really so much more information that you get as soon as you've entered and you click. You'll get an email confirming your entry, and then you'll get another email with all these details and almost like a ticket really to the competition, and everything's there then. And this cuts down on phone calls to the organisers at all sorts of times. They're getting, is it this, is it trousers, how do I get what time I have to be there? So everything really is there, and more so as well now if you're standing greenside and you talk to somebody about a competition. There's a thing, I'll call him next week, or I'll see if there's some spaces. You can do it on your mobile phone. You can check the website, look for the comps, obviously once we've got organisers going on to it, we've got a few comps at the moment, but the more organisers that put the comps on there, it'll be better, because you might just see another competition you didn't think about, and that's there because you can search by list. People obviously want to have a look at the site. There's so much more on there, but the simplicity and everything in one place is really useful. That's, for us, is a major thing, and the organisers are almost, I can't believe, we're getting this email across, which Chris then forwarded with all, it populated all the names, and again, it list of all the entries. And they haven't, and then the money's transferred into their bank. It's like, I can't believe, we've had no phone calls, we haven't had to do anything. You've just done it all. Once we've supplied us the information, it's on the site, and I think it's really worth looking at, and I think it's useful for everybody, really.
As we know, we've been involved in the game for a long time. One of the hardest jobs in bowls is actually organising a competition. You've got, as you say, to get all the entries in, sort out the payments, sort out the venue. This sounds like you're taking an awful lot of the headache away from them.
Exactly, and this lets the organisers actually do the organising of the competition on the days. So we're taking a lot of the headaches out of them. And as Stuart said, there's loads of people that we've had who have held comps on bowls comps already that have just said, it's incredible. We've had a lot of free time now to concentrate on some of the other stuff that we've had around the club. We haven't had to chase money. We haven't had to chase entrance. It's all come through the site, and it just makes it a lot easier all round.
Sounds great. Sounds absolutely fantastic.
I think one of the important things, it really is, if people say, I'll go in that competition, which lots of people say and they ring the organiser, but then they don't go. This way, if you don't pay, you're not in. And I know that's what some people find hard. So, but if you want to go in that competition and there's a space, you can see there's a space on there, you click, you add it to your cart and you pay. And then you're in. It's none of this like put me in, and I'll send you the check and I'll pay you. This at the end of the day is, and it's the way forward. There's lots of things in life you don't get unless you pay for it, and you can't have it any other way. So, I think that's a huge thing for us, and I think the organisers think it works so well, because they may be a little slow with getting some entries potentially, but the quality of entries that they've got in, because at the moment, and also bear in mind that the competitions can still take other entries. If they've got somebody who lives down the road, he always pays, and of course the organiser can take that entry system. We're trying to give you another option. We're not saying it's this way or there's no way, so the option is there. But a comp we've been doing recently, the organiser had somebody pop in and gave them 5 entries, can you put this on? Yeah, no problem, we did it. Within a 2-week period, all 5 of those had actually pulled out and then decided they couldn't go. And it's just because it was easy to say, yeah, I'm in, but not paying, So now it's like, it makes you think a bit more about your diary and look at it and think, can I make that date? Yes, I can, because I'm going to pay, so I want to know. So then that's where it is. The commitment to it is there with the money.
Well, I think it makes sense to me that everything you do online these days, you can't just go, I've just bought a ticket off EasyJet or Ryanair or whatever. I'll pay you when I get there. And they're gonna go.
People, if you talk to people about the site and how it works, who are not in bowls, they actually, well, how did you do it before then? It wasn't this always a way, and because you do that in so many other things now. Everything we do is that way, and it's just. But really unusual it hasn't come to bowls, and now it has, and as we say, and the site says, it's booking easy, it's so easy to do it. So hopefully people will embrace it and organise get involved, and really do think it's a win-win for us, So,
well, how many comps have you got on it now, and what comps are you looking at grabbing in the future?
Well, at the moment, we've only got a select few on there, and that was the intention this season, just to let it run and to see how things went. But we're really pleased to announce exclusively now that all of the Waterloo comps next year are going to be on bowls comps to enter. So that's every single one of them, from the Spring Waterloo, Autumn Waterloo, mixed doubles, all of them are going to be on there, which is great for us because it promotes us a little bit further, gets people talking about bowls comps, and opens it up more for other organisers to have a look and to see what it's all about, as well as the players entering through that. So next season we're looking to get a lot more on there. We've had conversations with lots of organisers, so we're hopeful that a large majority of comps we're going to get next season.
Well, bringing bowls back into the present day is obviously the future, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, Chris, Stuart, thank you very much. And what's the website you called?
Yeah, they want to log on to bowlscomps.com. Then all the information's there for organisers and players, and we'd love them just to have a look at it.
Sounds like a great idea, gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with you from the wonderful Llay Minors Club for the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit.
And welcome back to the live coverage. We're going to join one of the last 8 games on the green, which is Greg Smith versus Stuart Perry. Both former winners of this tremendous event. One a bit more recent than the other. And we've only missed the first end, where Greg Smith scored a single, and Stuart Perry has just equalised.
This should be a nice friendly game between a North Midlands man and a Warwick and Worcester man.
Is there some animosity between those two counties, Stephen?
I don't know, Andrew.
Oh.
I would imagine, they're both fiercely competitive counties.
I thought they'd be best of friends. Whilst we're on the subject of county bowls, North Midlands in particular, just want to say get well soon to Dave Rawlins, famous North Midlands player.
Yeah.
I've heard he's had a bit of a fall, but it's always dangerous at his age, you know. And he's ended up with a broken leg, and I'm told he's listening to us in his front room. So get well soon, Dave. Hope it all mends nicely for you.
You do realise he's listening to two people from up north. Has he got subtitles?
Well, I'm sure he can understand me. It's you I'm worried about.
I can't understand me.
Pardon?
Yes, exactly.
Hey, I've missed this. It's a bit more straight-laced on the other channel.
You've been watching Babe Station again?
No. BT Sport.
We've just been told off by the director. We've been told off, Andrew. Good grief. What, for mentioning Babe Station or BT Sport?
Anyway, I've got that out of my system now.
Babe Station.
2 good balls for Greg. 3-1. I don't suppose we know anything about the betting, do we?
Yeah, you're right about that, yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine Greg would still be favourite. Just while we're waiting for him to send the jack out, just to let you know, Matty Gilmore is beating Paul Dudley 7-2. 39 and 45. Glyn Cookson is 3-0 up against Wayne Dews. And the last game that's just gone on the green, Lee Burdett is 1-0 up against Andy Moss.
Can I just say, right, we've done a little bit of research before we turned up today.
Yeah.
You practice in your mind. If
Yeah.
someone's on the green, I want to say this.
Yeah.
I'll get this out my way about Glyn Cookson now.
Go on.
Of all the players in the game today, there is no one better than Glyn Cookson for putting the jack to within 6 inches of where he wants it to be. I think if you look at him, Platt's corners, you've got hit a target about 6 foot wide. He can put the jack there on a regular basis.
Does he owe you money or something?
No.
He can't hear you. I mean,
No.
what are you saying these things about him?
He's a Cheshire man. Cheshire people can hear everything. It's normally the voices in the red, but you can hear everything.
Well, I've played with Glyn at Budenbergs, and he was a good player then. He's a good player now. Of course, we're just filling a bit of time in whilst they're waiting to do a 19-metre measure, which is usual when Greg's on the green. There's an awful lot of ends on that need finishing, and I think they're now able.
It doesn't help, of course, that Greg's playing to the middle of the green.
Yeah, well, I think they're just contemplating who's going to go where and do what. There seems to be some confusion.
We could have gone to a commercial break here and come back.
We were just filling time there. We do apologise. I'm getting told off again. They're running out of tape here at a rapid rate of knots.
We could have done more research, couldn't we?
And they're just checking it. I don't think it's a mark. Send it back. Reminds me of a song. I don't think we can sing that on here.
If you like. Sorry, Andrew.
Go on, Steve.
Well, I was just going to say.
You take it.
I'll just jump in ahead of Andrew and says, if you want to leave any feedback or tell us what a crap job we're doing or whatever, please contact us on @LiveBowls.
That's on Twitter, of course.
It's a
Twitter feed. It's
yes.
a Twitter feed for those that may not be aware. Please
leave any feedback in a maximum of 140 characters.
I don't think you'll need more than 4, to be honest, but there you go. So Stuart Perry sent the jack out, finger peg, 3/4 corners.
This previous game, he's put the jack exactly where he wants it.
Right.
I can assure you that right now. However, he's not put the ball where he wants it.
No, well that's half the battle. I've not actually been able to watch a lot of the other games today.
I don't know what kind of balls Greg has sent here, but it's well, various analogies. Jockeys fell off, caught a puncture, you name it, but it's happened to it.
Yeah.
There's.
Well, he should get in here. Should get in, but who knows? He's sent it. It's all downhill.
Stops dead there, Andrew.
Does it? Are you sure? No. I suppose I'd have to be in England for that not to count. Have you spent much time around this part of the world, Steve?
No.
It's one of the nicer areas of the country.
When we were driving down, to the venue today and driving through to the hotel last night, we were just remarking, we were talking to ourselves, what an absolutely gorgeous area of the country.
Absolutely. Nice people, good bowling. The fact that Roger Morgan stood next to me has no bearing on the fact I'm saying these things.
Roger Morgan is one of the nicest people in bowls, and he wouldn't say a bad word about you.
Well, can I just stop you there? Good lead by Stuart, gone for the corners. 18, 20 inch to the side, not too shabby. Greg Stoking this one, always does, got determined look on his face, he likes it. He likes it, you know. Might just trickle in this ball. Yeah,
just done enough.
Just done enough. Good ball. Hope it doesn't fall out. Well,
what was notable in the previous game that Stuart played in, when he had the jack, he was playing really shallow round peg, just under the crown, and absolutely flattened them. As soon as Wayne changed, a bit of a further distance or shortened them up, shall we say, the radar wasn't working quite as well.
I was actually talking very briefly to his brother, Phil, just before the game. He says if we cover his game, we've got to give him a load of stick, which I thought was a bit harsh. You don't want to be doing that. One to Greg.
Phil, of course, is a very good player in his own right.
Did he tell you to say that?
No. I'm a nice man, Andrew, not like yourself. I'm not a bitter northerner from the Black Hills around Burnley.
Oh dear. I come from sunny Rosendale. Never seen Burnley. Oh, Greg's playing up to the settee again.
I went to we played a game once at
Haslingden Bowling Club or Sunnybank?
Haslingden Bowling Club.
Yes, nice.
Very picturesque. One of the coldest places on this God's earth.
I could take you to a few that's a bit cooler. I've just been handed from our attractive assistant, Roger, today's odds from the last 8, so I'll just run through them. Paul Dudley was 7-1, Matt Gilmore 5-1, Greg Smith a massive even money shot, Stuart Perry 8-1, Glyn Cookson 7-2, which I think is a good price. Wayne Hughes 25-1. Andy Moss 4-1. Lee Burdett, they don't give a chance, 14-1. So there you go. So there's no chance of Hughes and Burdett playing.
If your name's Burdett, you must be a player.
Well, I agree. There's plenty of them. So there you go, Greg Smith, even money in the last 8. What a great end of bowls that was.
Well, that was Greg reacting to no doubt some friendly banter with the North Midland supporters, who then raised a cheer when Stuart played a very similar bowl to Greg and countered.
That's what it's all about. This is what we want. We love this. Quick run through the scores again for you. Matty Gilmore now 11-6 against Paul Dudley. This game that we're currently watching, Greg Smith 4, Stuart Perry 3. Glyn Cookson is 8-2 up with Wayne Dews, looking like a solo trial that one at the minute. And the last game on, Lee Burdett is trailing 4-3 to Andrew Moss.
That's a slight problem with Lee Burdett. He doesn't know which way around his cap should go. There's a good bowl by Stewart, and shall we say the North Midland supporters were advising Greg that his bowl was short.
Yeah, it's nice sort of, reminds me of not anywhere near as bad as at Florence last year when they were on the green and
still early,
but it still has. Actually, you're right. I was going to say, but it's still early yet. He's played a running ball, looking for the Jacko ball. Oh! Oh! Right in front of the North Midlands fans. You can't believe it. You can't write a script like that.
Smile sweetly, signal 1, lead Jack.
No, you've got to give it them as well. You've got to pump the fist a little bit.
Both players actually are more than a little grin over that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been grinning.
Change of tactic. The cameramen are scrambling to a different position.
Trying a round peg up an edge. Always good. Just a little bit too far, just a foot or so. Now then, Stuart. Can you put that hurt of the last end behind you?
Needs to stop.
It'll stop in a minute.
They do stop quick there.
To be fair, they stop quick all over the green. I've noticed there's quite a few places where they just pull up dead. Well, Greg, have you left it?
Chasing after this one, stalking it. Can't get any closer to his bowl.
A little bit of a glare there. Now then. Needs to bend. Oh, stayed in. Saved.
Good save, eh?
6-3.
You know what I was saying about Glyn Cookson and his jack placement?
Yeah.
He just was one off.
Sent it off. Well, it's about right for you, that, Steve. 6-3. I see Greg's mum's behind the scoreboard again. Remember being in Kittens at the Waterloo last year?
I remember when Greg won this only a couple of years ago at Broomfield Bowling Club. There was more than a slight panic going on because he had a flight to catch on a lad's holiday.
I remember it. A few quid spending money in his back bin. That were nice. This isn't going to break any pots though.
No, there's certain players who are just kind of like can take the highs and lows of the game without any kind of reaction, really.
You mean like myself?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking more Graham Wilson, who just kind of like, being a Dower Yorkshireman obviously helps, but he's just like, if it works, I've almost changed my facial expression. I may mutter dark thoughts under my breath. Yeah. Greg's not like that.
No.
Greg's kind of like, I've played a good one, I'll jump in the air.
Yeah.
I'll look like I've scored a goal.
Well,
play a bad and then all of a sudden his head falls off.
Yeah, well, that's his football training coming out in him, isn't it? Our co-commentator up here is getting the Welsh choir singing up to him. There's only one Roger Morgan. What was that? Thank goodness. Another one to Greg. 7-3. No need to change anything for Greg. He's playing the minimum sort of mark. Shallow little round peg.
More than about the green, really, not doing anything.
Well, it's that sort of green, I think. It's not got a massive crown on it. It's just a nice bowling green. I think it's a good venue for this sort of event. It's conducive to good bowling, which is what you want. Of course, I've heard rumour that next year the finals are at Camden. We're turning it into a 3-day event next year. That's a joke, by the way, for all those people out there. It won't be at Camden or Bedworth.
I have heard a rumour where it's likely to be. Not confirmed yet.
No. Well, he's line 2 is Greg. All this off that big in off.
Well, that's what daft game, really, isn't it? You can play fantastic bowls if you want, or you can go in off and get the same result.
He gets the gap. 9-3. Looking ominous. Well, we're just waiting for that. I just want to, on a personal note, say congratulations to my friend and teammate Richard Jackson. He won the Frank Cave Memorial Trophy at Woodlands Park Bowling Club Doncaster last night. Beat Daniel Silito in the final, and it was well run by another good friend, Tom Boyd Jr.
Ah, very nice. Very nice.
It's nice that somebody like Richard wins a comp now and again. Just keep him interested. Oh, good lead, Greg. Very good lead. It's looking very ominous for the rest of the field.
Well, if you remember watching Greg's first game against Zach Walker.
He was poor, could have gone out.
I mean, Zach played well. Greg, I should say, did not play to a level he can play at.
No, he could have easily gone out. He's planted another one. Right, good position there. Good position.
I mean, really, if you look at that bowl that Greg's led, you don't want to try and have to play to beat that. You'd rather use a bit of weight. But Stewart can't use the weight. He's got to try and play a dead one, which he's actually come very close to doing.
Yeah, that needed to be his first ball, really. You've really got to put the pressure on with the first. If you don't lick it, get one close, and then you've got an option to strike. Decent crowd today, decent crowd. Enjoying the bowling. Greg Smith putting on a display that we'd expect.
We've got a crowd north of 800 people, so good sign. It's quite a young crowd as well. It's
yeah.
A length bowl again from Greg. Maybe what, foot to the side?
Called for the long tape, so they're going to have to wait for a jack up. They're going to have to wait for another game to finish. It could be a long do, this. Could be a long do.
Referee in shocking blue pants. Is that a British Crown Green uniform he's got on there?
Don't get me started. Why do you do it, Steve? Why do you do it?
I mean, the pants don't really match the blazer.
Why do you do it? Well. Okay, remember, if any of you want to get in touch with us, we've got a live Twitter feed at Live Bowls. Feel free to put any comments, any shout outs, whatever you want. Please feel free, get in touch. we enjoy the company. Well,
surprisingly, it was a mark.
it was a mark, only by what, 5-6 metres or so?
Yeah. I mean, that man's got a walking stick. You don't want him walking very far.
Yeah. I'm glad he's got one of those green protectors on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Anti-slip.
Yeah. Oh, big effort.
Just whistled by. Probably gone 2 foot over, but gives Greg a chance to go for 2.
Well, he wants to get after it. Never make another. Now then, Stuart.
Well, it's only 1, so he's got options now. Does he play at the bowl or does he play for the jack?
Well, he's getting to that stage where it's all or nothing, really. I'd be tempted to play over, but then
Well, he certainly has.
Needs a hit.
Jack, he was always underneath.
Yeah. I think that's the right ball, but not everyone sees it my way. I like to give a ball a chance if I have the option.
Well, you played some games on the panel, Andrew, and if you're down and you don't reach up, you will get all kinds of things.
Yes, you do get all sorts of abuse if you're short when you're nodding. It is a hanging offence. You see, I did try to run a jack once by playing short, and it's not possible. It just doesn't work. But Greg's let the door open a little bit here. As Stuart stepped in.
Not reached. I don't think
Not
that's
really.
reached.
Not really.
The concern for Greg, of course, that he doesn't knock it in with the second bowl.
Yeah. Just got to play off the road. His length was good.
Ask the referee for the decision.
Pointing to Greg's. Has he changed peg? I think he has. He's changed peg. Gone in. He's expecting it to peg uphill, which he'll never do. But he's won on off his own. Made it a little bit better. Now then, Stuart.
He
then.
looks a little bit further than his first.
He just needs to be a little bit. Oh, it's hard to tell from here. Hard to tell. He needs it. It needs to be in. This game's running away from him.
Measures called.
Oof, that's not a good view. Still measuring. Oh, he doesn't like it, doesn't Greg? Doesn't like it. I don't know what they've done, but he didn't like it. Did the ball fall over when they measured?
Well, something must have happened, because when they went back to Stewart's bowl, it was well on. And I mean, it's not just, I'm not just saying slack string. I'm saying, you know, half the actual width of the measure.
Well, I'm afraid I had the referee's bottom in my view, so I couldn't see the.
I thought you were getting excited.
I couldn't see the ball in question. Anyway, I'll give you a quick run through the scores. So Matty Gilmore is 17-11 up against Paul Dudley. Greg Smith 11-4 up against Stuart Perry. Glyn Cookson, his solo trail continues, 16-4 up against Wayne Dews. And finally, the last game on the green, Andy Moss and Lee Burdett is 9 across.
Tell you, if you've got a name like Burdett, you've got to be a player.
I'm not sure about the cap though.
No, No.
But, oh well.
They're easily confused from down there, from where he's from. Get confused very easily. If they don't come with instructions of how you got to wear them.
You're very disparaging. They could say that about you lot from Scousland.
But they haven't got a microphone, Andrew, and I have.
Don't let the power go to your head. Well, loose end, Stuart.
I've got a microphone and I've got an online bowls magazine. Trust me, I've made it.
Ooh, after this is Greg. Sprinted after that.
Like a gazelle.
Reminded me of me then.
When?
Cheap 2.
When?
Last time I ran a bowling. 13-4.
That's 13th of April.
It's looking like Paul Dudley's All England could be over. He's 19-11 down with Matt Gilmore now. Course and distance winner, of course, of this event. Be hoping to do the double. Now then. Good lead, Greg. Nothing up with that.
Little touch on the jack. Finishes what would be less than a foot behind.
He's putting all sorts of pressure onto Stuart.
This needs to run. Needs
Given
to
up.
run straight, and it didn't.
Not sure about these blue balls. I can't judge them very well. Are they blue lacquered, do you think?
Well, I'm not sure. The colour I obviously find offensive.
Yeah. Well, Stuart, you need to play the perfect ball here. And
Must
I don't
go
think
tight.
you
Must
managed
be
it.
tight.
Can he win off his own? Can he do a Greg Smith? No. 14-4. Fast running out of game is Stuart. Greg going over towards the second green. Oh, snatched that ball back. I thought he'd already let go of that once. Stroke this one out. Stroke this one out on a road. Can't be so bad. Yes, good ball.
On the road, far enough.
Well, it's actually 2 inches short, Stephen. Look, come and stand where I am, because you can see a gap.
You may know about 2 inches, Andrew. I know about bigger gaps than that.
That's reached. That's past the jack. Good spot though. Might come in handy after the next ball. Matty Gilmore lies game. 2 equidistant balls. Don't be short, Paul. Don't be short, Paul. Don't be short, Paul. He's not short. It's a good one. Save game. Greg Smith made another. Opened the end up though.
Bad ball, really. Not be happy.
Yeah, he just wanted to come past it, but unfortunately he's opened it up. He's tempted Stewart into the 2 shot.
Well, he's looking at it still.
Gone for
He's
it.
interested in this.
Done it. Knocked it off though. Well, I think that'll be the best Greg could have hoped for once he opened the end up. So the game will start with Greg sending the jack approximately 1 metre from the edge. Yeah. Sticking to this little round peg mark that he's been playing so well.
He kind of plays the same mark on any green he's on, really, doesn't he?
He does.
He knows what he does very well, what he's comfortable at doing, and just does it.
Well, why change it if it ain't broke?
Yeah. Simple game, this.
There's only people like us make it difficult. First result of the last 8. Sorry to interrupt you, Steve. Matty Gilmore 21, Paul Dudley 12.
The Merseyside man.
So the Merseyside Marauder, previous winner, is through to the semi-finals.
I was trying to think of something that, let's say Merseyside Marauder. I was going to try and think of something for Wallasey, but I couldn't quite
I could think of the
Wallasey
Wonder. Wonder, yes.
Safe with that, aren't we?
Yeah, the Wallasey Wonder. He's not from the Wirral, is he?
Well, that's one of those things where kind of like Wallasey's part of the Wirral, but
Is it?
you'd rather be from.
So is he a Wirral squirrel?
Well, it's you're possibly correct. It's an analogy I kind of like decided not to get involved with many years ago when I started playing over there. Like they called Birkenhead the one-eyed city.
Anyway, the message you need to take away is that Matt Gilmore won 21-12. Glenn Cookson's 18-6 up versus Wayne Dews, and Andy Moss is 13-10 up with Lee Burdett. Greg's 16-4, looking to book his place in the semi-final against Matty Gilmore. That's a mouth-watering clash. Two former winners. He's already seen off two former winners as Greg Smith. Well, that's assuming he gets past Stewart, which at the moment is looking more than likely.
There again, Stewart's played one here.
Well, he needs a few more than those, I'm afraid.
That's probably the closest he's been to the jack with any of his bowls all game.
Well, maybe so. I'm afraid even a broken clock's right twice a day, you know, so he does need to up his game up a little bit. A few pairs.
Don't quite know what Greg were doing there, but he's missed it by,
I think,
well, by his standards, a country mile.
It looked to me like he was caught in two minds, and he ended up playing nothing. So now then, you need to pair up, and he has good bowls. Now then, will that give him a bit of hope?
Bit of confidence, two good bowls, jack in hand. Obviously, you don't want to send it off, but
where does he go though?
Well, he can't be possibly thinking about anything else than going twice as far as they have been.
Where would you go?
I would have headed to a corner just to change the length.
Yeah, me too. But we're not former All England winners.
No.
Well, Stuart, doesn't matter where you send it as long as you put a decent lead up. And it's not too shabby. Keep the draft out on a cold night with that one.
It finished a little bit bad. It looked like it was going to hit the jack full on, but he's kind of caught an edge and has made a bit of a target.
Well, you've just summed up my season there. That's the sort of thing that happens to me. What a great bowl, Greg Smith. Now, Stuart, do not be short. Whatever you do, do not be short.
And he's slightly underneath, which is a problem.
Yeah, it was decent pace, really. He looked short going across.
And obviously, if you're trying to get back into the game, and you put your lead up 3 or 4 inches to the side, you don't want your opponent to sit on it.
Not really. So that's 17-6 to Greg Smith. Getting ever closer to that semi-final spot. Glenn Cookson is now all but 6, 26. Lying game in the full corners. Bowls, nearest ball just about a yard off. Not
if
sure.
That's a yard. I don't want you measuring on a carpet.
It's approximately. All right, 5 feet. Oh, touched. Wayne's last ball has hit Greg's.
I've not seen the refs move that quickly before today. The referee doesn't know where to send the ball back, and there's only about 4 people on the green.
Yeah, well, are those light blue slacks, did you say? They look light blue.
They're a curious form of grey.
Now then, Wayne. I don't know if your first in was any good or not. Good ball, Stuart Perry. That'll keep the draft out. Incoming by Greg. Nobody's watching. Nobody's bothered.
They'll watch in a minute.
Nobody taking any notice. Yeah. Referee jumps out the way. Well done. Dead end. Nullified end.
The referee jumped in the air actually before there's any kind of a connection.
And just to let you know, Glyn Cookson has won 21-6, so that's another former winner into the semi-final, where we'll await the winner of Lee Burdett and Andrew Moss. It's a very, very good last four, this. Looking quality field. I was talking to somebody early in the week and they said to me, whoever wins between Ellis and Smith will win the comp. And it's not a bad shout, but
It's one of those predictions which sound great, but
yeah,
it's an awful lot of hard work to be done after.
correct. I wouldn't have liked to back Greg at even money though in the last 8.
No.
I think he may have even been short a price, a worse price before that. Well, Stuart.
Well, Greg started the day, well, anti-post, I think is the technical term, at 6s, with Gary at 9-2. So,
Well, that was a decent price. I think I've just had a word in my ear that they will probably be covering the Cookson semi-final. It's looking like Andy Moss at the minute, 15-12 up, but there's still plenty left in that game. But whoever Glyn Cookson plays, that's the game we'll be covering. Short again, Stuart.
oh dear,
Short again. Had a puncture.
wheels fell off.
I think head's falling off. So that's 19-6. No need to change.
No need to fix it if it isn't broke.
Well, it needs to run a bit, does this ball of Greg's. It won't finish adjacent. It's a good 4 feet short. Shouldn't be near enough, but who knows. Shouldn't be near enough. Well, Stuart, changed peg, rattled the jack, stopped in.
Always nice to use that as a break.
It is. Now then, Greg, can you put 4-footer running in? No. No is the answer. He'll never pass the jack any time this week. There'd have to be an earthquake for that to go any further.
A flash of disappointment by the young man.
Well, he's got very high levels of expectations. He plays at a very, very high level. Expects every ball to be on the jack. But he's had a massive let-off there. 7-19. Surely it's too far back.
Both second bowls were slightly non-events.
Well, Stuart's probably thinking, well, I've got one in the jack, but really he needs 2s. It's a long way back scoring singles. Stuart's wondering where he can take him to get a 15 break. I'm thinking Camden or Bedworth, one of those. I don't think he'll get it on here personally, but you never know. He's got to go towards the. He's got to go to the corners. Go try it. I don't know if it's his game or not, but
Well, what I found slightly strange about, well, granted, there are not very many times that Stuart has had a throw with the jack, is that he's not tried to get on the same marks that he played so well on in his last game.
you think he's suffering from a bit of memory failure?
Well, he was playing like a fairly shallow round peg underneath the crown. Now, sure, if you're playing a left-hander, that's not a bad tactic to use.
Oh, what a good ball! What a good ball!
Granted,
Superb.
If Greg's going to do that, it doesn't really matter.
Well, it doesn't matter where he plays. He might as well just shake hands and walk off.
Yeah.
Just to let you know that if this game finishes fairly sharpish, we will go to the other game that's on the green, Lee Burdett and Andy Moss, and just watch the end of that. That's currently 15-14 to Andy Moss. Now, he does have a bit of a squeak to get up here, but it'll have to be a hell of a ball.
Has he twirled it?
He has twirled it. He must be tight.
He doesn't look happy.
Short and tight. Sums you up, that. Short and tight.
I'm not that short.
All but one more required for a place in the semi-finals of the FlowFit British Crown Green Senior Merit semi-final.
In the other game, Lee Burdett just looked like he needed a sick bucket.
He's looking like, Greg's looking like he's played a decent lead here, not bad at 20. You'd take that for 20. He's certainly not giving Stewart much chance. Needs to stop sharp. Can't. Gone out. Now then, where do you put this anywhere apart from with your other Greg? Put it in the way, but I'll put it round the back because the jack never comes back, but everyone's different. Greg's just making another nice and peaceful out the way, leaving Stewart to play the dead ball. Can he take 2-footer running out? Road looks decent. Road looks decent. Don't lay any more's the cry. Great ball, Stuart Perry. Another 14 of them, he might be home. Have you put some more sun cream on?
No.
Jeepers, I'm going to have to get my coat on in a minute.
Use coats.
Sorry, your coat, yes, I didn't.
I told you, you should have known better what to dress for. All 4 seasons in one day, yeah?
Oh, Stuart. A little bit short.
In the other game, Andy Moss is now 17-14 up, courtesy of a fairly outrageous bowl last end. Shall we say it went slightly in off. Greg obviously, Stuart won't be happy with his lead. Well, I can only imagine what Greg was thinking of his first bowl.
He's probably thinking of going having a cup of tea and a sit down before semi-final.
Perhaps a biscuit.
Yeah, but yeah, nice biscuit, always good.
Piece of cake?
No, just a biscuit, just to boost the animal. I've just had a message that Matty Gilmore should be called the Tixall Tornado.
I can think of other names for people from Tixall.
So you're not going with that one, are you not?
No.
No, okay. The Tixall Tornado, I like it. That's a cheap 2, Stuart. You've got to be happy with that. Cheap 2. In the other game, Lee Burdett has just dug out, arguably, the ball of the day to beat a 3-inch ball with a dead un.
Can I just say, if my memory is correct, Matty Gilmore used to be a member of a club called the Quarry. So, Quarry... I'll leave you with that one.
I can't think of any beginning with Q. Q man? The Quarry... No. The Quarryman? No, I don't know.
The Quarryman. I remember a group.
Anyway, back to Stuart Perry's attempt to be Harry Houdini for the day. Played a decent ball there. They're actually in this... Nearly licked it. Well, he has licked it.
He's nearly broke it, never mind licked it.
Nothing up with that. Can't have done it short. He's got to replicate his first ball. Needs to be there.
Has this reached Andrew?
It's not going to pass the jack any time today, but it may go in.
Dragged its feet on the way.
Just gone in. Stocking feet job. Now then, Greg, he's gone to play the running ball. He's wanting a contact with anything. Oh, he's done it.
That'll do.
Very good.
That'll do.
Very good. Nice and peaceful.
Thank you very much.
21-10 for Greg Smith.
Open the biscuits.
Massive favourite for this event. Nice peaceful win, 21-10 against North Midlands Stuart Perry. And if we can quickly pan across to the other game.
We'll have to be quick.
We'll have to be quick because I think Andy Moss has just scored a brace to go 19-15 in front.
Oh,
Referee! Referee! That's not allowed. I hope all you budding referees can tell me what was wrong with that then. Anyway, Andy Moss leading out, thumb peg towards the second green. Runs a little bit, very nice style, Andy Moss. Former Waterloo winner, semi-finalist in this event last year at Florence Private. Very good lead, very good lead. Well, this hasn't come out well. It's come out like a babby giraffe's head going across the green, that. If he'd have got it out clean, it might have been a good one. Not done so bad. No danger for Mr. Moss.
I think Andy's got one of the best deliveries in the game.
It's beautiful and smooth, really nice and easy.
I played Andy only a few weeks ago, really. Second round at Wigan Subs.
You didn't win?
No.
No.
However, I was doing all right. It was probably the wettest days of the year. The green resembled a lake.
Lee's striking to save game.
And
Needs to hit.
what was apparent when playing Andy?
Doesn't like it. Oh.
What was apparent by playing Andy, that the action doesn't change. The speed of the swing of the arm doesn't really change. You can't read anything by his delivery.
I think Graham Wilson's a lot the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Andrew Moss through 21-15 against Lee Burdett. So that means the final four in the 101st BCGBA FLOWFIT Senior Merit 2016 at Llay Minors Welfare in Wrexham is as follows. Matt Gilmore from Merseyside plays Greg Smith of Warwick and Worcester. What a game that's going to be. And in the opposite half of the draw, Glyn Cookson, the evergreen Glyn Cookson from Cheshire, will take on Andy Moss of Shropshire. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Please join us after that. Thank you.
Welcome back to the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit here at the Llay Minors Welfare Club on the outskirts of Wrexham in North Wales. I'm joined now by the Chief Executive of our sponsors, FlowFit, Simon Parsonage. Welcome, Simon.
Good afternoon, Steve.
Very nice to have you here. And well, what do you think of it so far? Is the old line?
Oh, some great bowling today. I think we've got some cracking semis to look forward to. I wouldn't like to pick a winner on the last four. Being from Shropshire, hope it's going to be our guy Andy Moss. But obviously you've still got the likes of Glyn Cookson and former winner in Greg Smith. You've got a former winner from here in Matt Gilmore as well. So it's going to be some there'll be some cracking bowling.
Well, Andy's the odd man out. He's the only one that hasn't won it before. But he could. The way he's been playing, he could do.
That's correct. Well, he's based. I think he's been runner-up before, if I'm right, in the All England. So, yeah, we're going to be with our guy on, of course. But yeah, who knows?
Well, I mean, you've been involved with this competition now for a few years, and personally, I think it seems to get better and better. What do you think?
This has been great. I mean, it's another great venue. I think the Welsh boys have done absolutely great this year, and I think the attendance looks like it's up a little bit up this year. I think. And I think it's going to be a lively atmosphere for the last couple of games. So, but yeah, we're really pleased to be involved with the All England.
Well, we're delighted to be involved with you because obviously you've been involved with bowls an awfully long time, and you're putting something back. So thank you very much for that. We're all very grateful. What else can we do to say thank you very much for you? I mean, it's very kind of to be involved.
No, well, it's great for us as well. It's great for our company. I'm personally very happy to be involved with the game at this level as well. Although we do try a little bit of grassroots as well, basically. But yeah, it's been fantastic for FlowFit, and we hope to be involved for many years to come.
Well, we'll be. I know we can't make any promises, but I can't say for the British Crown Green, but we're delighted to be associated with you. You've done a wonderful job for bowls, so thank you.
Great. Thanks, Steve, and it's an absolute pleasure from our side as well to be involved with you guys.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, we'll return to the action after this short break. Welcome back to the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit at the Llay Minors Club. We're just about to pick up coverage of the second semi-final between Glyn Cookson and Andy Moss. And I'm delighted to be joined by Roy Armson.
Hi Steve, yeah. Glyn Cookson coming here. Got a good ball, just about 18 inches off.
just give you the odds for the semi-finals. Matt Gilmore is 7-2. Greg Smith is 4-6. Glyn Cookson 7-2. And Andy Moss is the outsider of the field at 4-1.
Good start for Glyn.
I was saying in the last game we were just having a general talk about this, that and the other with me and Andy, and we're saying over the years from what I've seen, the best player I can remember for consistent jack positioning is Glyn Cookson. It's possibly an underestimated part of the game, just putting the jack where you want it, and then he goes and chucks the jack off, and when I was talking about it, and he's almost done the same today.
Yeah, we have spoken about that before, and you're quite right. Glyn is usually very, very adept at placing the jack. When he's going in the corner, he can often repeat it to within a yard. Long way off here, though.
Andy must step in here. Didn't send a good bowl the last end, and well, he'd be quite happy with that, I would imagine. Room for Glyn, but makes Glyn have to play a good bowl really and attack the jack when the jack is so close to the edge.
I know in these sort of events, Glyn always says to people that he can't last the pace. He's getting a bit long in the tooth now, and 6 games is too much for him, but he keeps on doing it.
Yeah, he's won Cheshire Merit this year, so that can't have been a cakewalk, Roy. Not the Cheshire Merit.
No.
Yeah, Andy's bowl just sneaks in, gets another throw at the jack.
I think actually the players are finding it quite difficult just at this stage of the afternoon. I think down on the green the wind's a bit gusty, and I think it's just throwing them off a little bit. So once again, Andy Moss sticking to his plan, his round peg, playing about 28 yards, got a good lead here.
Andy's got kind of like a pendulum type delivery where he just finds a length and just settles.
Yeah.
He can, I'm not saying do that all day, but he can certainly rack up a number of points with really good leads. Well, let's put the pressure on here now. No path to the jack thumb peg for Glyn. And
full-blooded strike now, he can get the split here.
Well. Very, very good bowl by Glyn. Slightly unlucky not to count in the end because he just brushed the jack on his way through.
Yeah, he could have got both balls off there.
Back level at 2 across.
Now Andy Moss has sent the jack off, so Glyn's got a chance to go into the other corner now. He'll go into the clubhouse corner. Playing finger peg. On about 35 yards here.
Good length from Andy. Just stuck out a couple of, well, a yard to the side. Something wrong with this bowler, Glenn's. It is notable, Roy. The wind is getting up a bit, isn't it?
Absolutely, it sure is, yeah. Players don't mind rain, don't mind the weather being cold, but they hate wind.
This game, of course, is like all sport. Really, it's a game about balance. You've got to be in control over what you do, and you're not going to be able to do that if you're not balanced.
Interesting feature about Glyn Cookson and the Winsford Brigade, the people at Winsford. The three All England winners live in the same street. Glyn Cookson, Tom Vickers,
yes,
and Jimmy Davis from the 1950s all live in the same street. Here's Glyn now coming into the heavy corner. Played a ball about a yard off. Long way, about 38 yards here.
Good ball from Andy Moss. That little touch on the jack helped her, stopped her from going out. Quick update on the other semi-final. Matt Gilmore leads Greg Smith 5-3. Chance for Andy Moss now to get 2. Well, there looks to be something wrong with this. Needs to sprout wings and fly to get another. It's not going to do so. And once more we are back level, 3 across.
Here's Andy now playing round peg, playing about 28 yards. Very shallow round peg this, it doesn't peg very much at all. Good lead.
Listen for the click, as they say. This bowler Glyn's needs to run again. Length bowl again from Andy. Good bowl this. No messing around from Glyn. He sent it almost before the other bowl had stopped. Oh, well, he's pushed it in. Has he pushed it in? Glyn's short bowl, which was, well, 2.5, maybe 2.5 yards short. Pushed it in and it went too far.
Andy Moss playing round play, playing his finger peg, bias towards the ditch, very wisely keeping the jack out of the corner, so that if he loses the end, Glyn's not right deep in the corner to get back in the corners for him.
He's looking at this though, Glyn. He quite likes this. Needs to just pick up a bit of pace. Just died on him. No real dangers from Andy as long as he's not tight. It's not a huge peg and mark this, so we can afford to be confident that it's not going to peg onto Glyn's bowl. Maybe a little bit disappointed he's actually short of that. He's not past his own bowl. Glyn's looking at this. Well, knocked him another. Moss 2. That'll take Andy Moss into a 6-3 lead. Thumb peg, Roy, back from where they came.
Yep. About 28 yards here. Once again, very, very shallow. Hardly any bend at all on this mark. He's left this short.
Well, the jack didn't do much and the bowl did even less. This bowler Glynn's doing the same, Roy, not looking like it wants to peg at all.
I don't know whether the wind's getting out or what, but a lot of the marks on this green, they do hang back, there's no doubt about it. Well, he's definitely put this right, he's put this tighter.
Tighter and shorter though, Roy.
Yeah.
Glynn looks like he's corrected as well. Too much room for a player of Glenn's ability to. Glynn will lead out 4-6 behind. Eye in the bottom corner.
I think he'll stick to the corners for the next few ends. If he doesn't make any headway in the corners, he's that much of an experienced player. He'll come out of the corners and play right through the centre of the green. Once again, he's not led, you know.
Must be good 4 or 5 foot past that ball, Roy. Good ball from Andy. Granted, it's a yard short, but it's on the land. It's giving Glynn problems. Bit of head scratching by Andy Moss. Doesn't quite know how he's put that bowl of the second bowl of his where it ended up.
Yeah, he's fortunate really just to be counting one, but he'll come back now on his round pegs, on his about 28-yard round pegs. This has been his plan all day, and I don't think he'll move from this.
Well, he's just cutting the green in half. If anybody wants to take him any distance, they'll need 2 throws of the jack to get him in a corner.
Good ball, Glynn.
Wasn't a bad lead of Andy's really, just hung out 18 inches to the side, but too much room for a player of Glynn's ability. And Andy's played at this. Other peg. Can he tail the jack? He can. Though you have to say there's an awful lot of room for Glynn to step in, but he needs to put a couple of yards in his bowl. He's looking at this. I'm not quite sure he likes what's happening to it. I think he's been slightly fortunate the fact that it was a perfect length. The bowl, there's 1 or 2 wry smiles from the players because it's just like Glynn almost condemned his second bowl, but it just did enough to win.
Yeah, I think this green's foxing some of the players. They're changing the peg, and it's not coming up to the jack. The bowl's breaking off altogether, as it has witnessed that last end. Now, if I were Glyn, I'd be thinking of changing this. Just go straight peg somewhere.
Well, he's trying the corners again, Roy.
He's persevering.
He's gone a little bit further into the corner than he did last time he headed towards that particular corner.
Yeah.
This looks to be his best lead for a while, Roy. Granted, it's gone a yard away, but I think it's a better lead than the last time he threw the jack, certainly.
Yeah, it's a length.
Andy's looking at this. Not took his eyes off this ball, but it'll go past, it'll go out. Now, can Glenn correct? Just got to play the same length, really, shade more land. Knocking his own ball isn't going to help, but one in, one out. Chance for Andy Moss now. Everything's been tight, so he must give it more land. Well, I'm not sure you could fault the land, but he's tried to take a yard out of his bowl, and what he has done is left it 2 yards short. As we would imagine, Roy, bit of a distance on this mark from Glyn. Almost full corners.
Yeah, he's not quite right in the corners. He's about 5 yards out, but he'll be happy with the placing of that jack. The main thing is in this corner you have to reach. He's done that, but he's gone a yard past.
You can't quite just get that what land you got to follow to this jack. I think if he puts it on the same land as the jack, it just pegs tight. If he just gives it half a bowl more, he just hangs out. And just giving Andy the chance to step in, which I think he has done. But even then, both bowls have finished weak. They both not look like trying to peg back to the jack. Good ball this of Glenn's though. Little touch on the jack, makes it. He'll make two. He's made that two. And he's now small yard short. Chance with this. This has got a good chance, this. What a good ball that is. If in doubt, play a dead.
Fantastic ball, yeah.
In the other semi-final, Greg Smith currently leads 12-6, but I think from what we've seen here, Matt Gilmore, he's down. He's trying to play through. Connection. Oh, what a good hit from Matt! An excellent hit. Needed that. Could have gone 13-6 behind, but he's now got the jack in his hand, and he's 12-7 behind. Back to the game recovering. Andy Moss, the rush of blood with that lead, Roy.
Yeah, horrendous lead. I don't know what the idea of that was. He's going to a quicker part of the green, but he was determined to get up and over, and went way past.
Must take a couple of yards at least out of his first bowl. Looks like he may have played a good one there, Roy.
Well repaired.
What a correction that is.
Yeah, well repaired.
Finishes less than a foot in front of the jack. Not really giving Glyn much of an option but to fire at it. Underneath, condemned by Glyn. That'll put Andy into a 9-6 lead. The other game, Matt Gilmore trots up a bowl. He led one 3 yards past. Greg put one a yard short, and Matt managed to put one, 14 inches to the side. Count one. Greg's playing at this though. Is he getting the jack? He's getting the jack, and Matt's back bowl is now very handy. He needs a few more of them. 8-12 behind now.
Andy Moss playing round peg. Thumb peg, bias towards the ditch. The side of the crown.
He'd be happy with that lead. I know it's a yard short, but he's giving Glenn problems. He's always there or thereabouts.
Glenn's come the other way. He's come finger peg.
It shows the experience really. Not sure he could get past it to the jack on the same peg, so immediately turned his peg. Andy's come the same way, and I think has played one. Lucky bowl from Glenn, so close to trailing the jack. Any kind of connection on the jack and he'd be in. Andy Moss 4 in front, 10-6.
Andy Moss sticking to his plan, playing round peg again. Finger peg just at the side of the crown, got a good lead here.
Glyn looks short to me, Roy. Not reaching.
Yeah, this is the stage of the day where temperament is all important, because the lemonade's been flowing all day now until this stage, and one or two of them are quite inebriated.
Is that the gas from the lemonade, Roy? We're here at the Llay Minors Welfare Club, a historic venue really in North Wales. One of the nicer places you could come to, Roy. Fantastic facility, fantastic building really, steeped in history.
Yeah, it is. I think I've been here a couple of times before. I think the last time I came here we played in a county match, and it was a wet day. There were some puddles on the green, so it's much better, much nicer to see it in this glorious sunshine. It's been a great day today.
Well, so obviously it resides in one of the particularly beautiful places of the country, North Wales. It's very picturesque. Obviously so many tourists come this way, sightseers and hikers and people just enjoying the countryside. And this has been a fantastic venue for today. You know, everything's been catered for. You know, there's plenty of car parking. From a technical side, we've got everything we need, plenty of room for us to work. I think the bowlers have enjoyed playing two really excellent greens.
Yeah, I think the thing is when they plan for these events, they're somewhat limited in where they can go, because you have to have a venue with two greens, and there aren't so many places these days that have two greens.
Well, 11-6 to Andy Moss, and I think he's line 2 to go. 13-6. And what a connection from Glyn Cookson. In off the gas bracket, Roy. In off the gas bracket.
Yeah. That might be the lift he needs. He's looking a bit tired now, Glyn.
Well, he was 11-6 down, late 2 to go, 13-6, and all of a sudden that's a big break and a big gap in a game like this.
I was wondering whether he should change the plan now.
Well, as yet, the plan's not really worked. Well, thumb peg towards the the noisy corner. It was on the last game. And he's gone, drifted 2 yard by Roy.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that. Normally leads much better to his own jack than that. Good reply by Andy Moss.
Oh, that's gone 4 foot.
Yeah.
Finishes quick past the jack.
Yep.
This looks better.
He's put it right. Well repaired, Glyn.
The other game, bit of, should we say, a fight back from Matt Gilmore, now makes it 12 across. All of a sudden, Roy, that bad lead of Glyn's is a wonder bowl.
Come into play, yeah.
Andy, of course, playing to sit on Glyn's bowl, made the connection with the jack and springs it to Glyn's back bowl. One more to Glyn Cookson. Now only 3 behind, 11-8.
Yeah, he's been playing now for quite a long time, Glyn. I actually first came up against him in a cup match when he was 16. A young talent at 16, looked like being a decent player. I think I was at 7.
I was going to say, when Glyn was 16, you'd have been a young talent as well, though. Matt Gilmore's gone in front now. Not a happy Greg Smith. 14-12, Matt Gilmore leads. And Glyn Cookson won't be a happy chap because he just can't find a lead, Roy.
No, it's he's nearly 3 yards away there.
There again,
And this
counts.
is only just beating it. If it's not beating it,
Well, Andy must be 4 yards, if not maybe slightly more.
they've gone a long way here. You know, this is close on 48 yards. Well, this is a different road altogether.
Well, if Andy's not sure what to do, one thing he has to remember, there's plenty of room by the jack.
Seen some ends earlier on in the day in this corner. Nobody played them near.
This needs to, well, it'll just limp in, but it's not, well, it's the best bowl, but you wouldn't say it was a great bowl. In the other game, I've noticed the tactic of Matt Gilmore to put a blocker in first. Put a blocker in and let Greg try and play around it. It seems to be working. Might try that next time. Just put every lead 3 yards short in the way. See what happens.
Well, there's one thing sure. Glyn's plan's not working. I feel sure that what he ought to do, he ought to abort this corner plan and do something different.
I think whatever tactic he decides to use next time, well, if and when he gets the jack again, any tactic only works if you put a lead in, and he's not really found the lead with anything. Corners, everything, he's just not found a lead. Good bowler Glyn's though. He's actually playing much closer bowls to Andy's jack.
Yeah. Played a much tighter line here.
With that much, I'm not 100% sure why he turned his peg. There again, he's only 1 down, so no real damage done. I think Glyn's just waiting for Greg to send his bowl, and it's just really slowing the game down a little bit. Just things obviously aren't going well. 12-9 down, so the other game, Matt Gilmore's on, I think he's on an 11 break. He's now gone 17-12 ahead. I think it's a slightly frustrated Greg Smith at the minute.
Glyn's going back in the corner, playing finger peg, just underneath the crown, playing about 32 yards here.
Both bowls last time were tight and that's a little bit through. So he's made sure he's not gone tight, but he's still kept the bowl, well, 2.5 foot through. The little collection on the jack helped, took a few inches out of it. No, short bowl. The crowd says Andy's not reached with that. Glyn's not reached with this either.
Oh, that's a very poor effort from Glyn.
The only thing you will say, I think it's almost bang on land. I'm not quite sure what Andy can do to get past it, whether just go underneath and just try and peg up. Yeah. He had to go underneath Glenn's bowl and it just never really pegged back to the jack for him. Yeah. 12-10. Glyn playing a distance again. Not going corner, Roy.
Oh, no,
change.
This is definitely a change.
He's going awfully a much further distance than Andy would with the jack.
Yeah,
but he's gone, well.
He's playing finger peg, he's playing round peg, right through the centre of the green.
We say 40 yards, maybe a little less?
Probably less than that, about 36 yards.
So he left it 2 yards short again, which is not been leading well as Glyn, and Andy stepped in. Crowd roar from the other game. Matt Gilmore's licked, well, Greg Smith headed for the corners, put one about 14 inches short, and Matt Gilmore's put one to within 2 or 3 inches of the jack. Huge roar from the crowd. Andy Moss was going for 2, but ran into the back of Glyn's bowl. There's 1 to Andy Moss, 13-10. The other game, Matt Gilmore's trying to get another, just short though. He leads 18-14, within 3 points of victory. And as he's done just about every time he's won the jack, Andy Moss cuts the green in half. Thumb peg mark under the crown. Bit of a quick finish. Oh, good bowl from Glyn. I say he's definitely played better bowls to Andy's lead,
yeah.
Andy's jack. Oh, good effort from Andy. Had to play at Glyn's bowl really. Couldn't really expect to try and play a side touch, which is the only thing he would have needed to have done to beat it. Good bowl from Glyn, sits on Andy's bowl, 2 more, gets within 1 point now, 13-12. And for somebody who's not really playing as well as he can, which Glyn isn't, he's only 1 behind, and he's 1 behind without really having played the lead. For someone of Glyn's ability, Glyn's not played well. They're just watching the other game. Oh, and Greg Smith got the blood pumping with that bowl. Llay 1 to go, 19-14 behind, played through, made a connection with just about everything, gets 2 out of it. Crowd roar, Greg roared. Didn't think he didn't do was bang his chest, he jumped up in the air, fists were flying, it was a hell of a bowl. Meanwhile,
just a change from Glyn.
Yeah.
Playing right through the centre of the green, only playing about 29 yards here, playing thumb peg, not really led, still 5 feet off.
You have to admire his consistency for continually putting the lead 5 foot away from the jack. It's not easy to do, Roy. You might normally go a bit further away than that. Looks like Andy's just won with that, just stepped in. Oh, Glenn, that was Andy Glenn's. He was certainly going past the jack, maybe even gone out. Nice connection on Andy's bowl stops. Well, Glenn's bowl stopped within a foot. But bowl to play for Andy. Must be up. Try and sit on Glenn's bowl. Well, he had a shot for 2. It was always narrow though. 1 more for Glyn. Level game, 13 across. Crowd roars, another great bowl from Greg Smith. He lays 2 to get back to left, to go level with Matt Gilmore. Matt strikes, takes one of Greg's bowls off. 17-18 as Greg Smith will lead out. I think Glyn's returning to plan A, Roy. Finger peg towards the corner.
Yeah, playing about 36 yards here. Has he reached?
Well, his bowl's actually done quite well for him, but he's not 5 foot again.
Yeah.
And this is dragging its feet as well, Roy. Surely this can't pass Glenn's bowl.
Yeah, the wind's against it.
This needs to peg this bowl of Glenn's underneath. It gets another, but not really gets one. Room for Andy to get one in here. Good ball from Andy Moss. Leads now 14-13. In the other game, Greg Smith laid 2 to go past Matt Gilmore, to late 2 to go, 19-18 up. Matt put his second bowl to within 2 or 3 inches of the jack. Now he leads 19-17. Requires just 2 points per game and to get into the final of the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit. That game's all about youthful excitement, vigour, jumping up and down, running after the bowls. Whereas these two we've been following have just been a more studied and relaxed game, Roy.
Yeah, plodding on, just trying to get on with it, in spite of all the furore going on on the other game.
A good lead from Andy Moss. Well, foot away.
Yeah, that's been a hallmark of his game. His leading's been very, very good, which you always expect from Andy Moss. Good ball, Glyn.
Needed that, did Glyn. He needed that. So he's playing much better to Andy Moss's jacks.
Yeah, he's gone the other peg here. Might just be over the top.
Oh, that'll do. Ooh. I don't know, Roy. Obviously made a connection to the jack, but whether he's done enough to put him on. The Glyn's on. He's got a decision here. Does he go for another? Because there can't be any kind of connection on Andy's bowl. Put it in.
Well, at this stage of the game, he's got to go for his twos. He's gone the other peg with this. Not quite.
Couple of foot away for being a very good bowl. Just short. But we're level again. 14 across. It's a short game now, Roy. First to 7.
Yeah, in spite of the fact that Glyn's not played his game, he's still with him. He's still with Andy. You know, you can still do it, and so can Andy. Anything can happen.
Anything that can happen in this game. Don't go away. Glyn's wisely just, keeping calm. Obviously the other game is, well, there's all kinds of going on. And they're just letting them complete the end, let the crowd's excitement die down, and then just maximum concentration. Try and play a lead.
He's played the jack very safe. About 6 yards out of the corner, finger peg, through the centre of the green. Coming up to the jack now.
He's almost shorting Andy up from the type of mark Andy would play. This will be a couple of yards shorter than what Andy would have sent it. The other semi-final, Greg Smith will lead out 18-19. Requires just 3 points. I thought Matt requires just 2. Andy Moss's second bowl's on the way. Good ball from Andy. Two shot, 16-14 up. You don't have to be a sprinter in this game, Roy. You don't have to run every bowl in.
No.
The other game, Greg Smith's trotting after his bowl, his second bowl. Wafting it, waving at it, imploring it to get closer. Lies 2 to go all but. Matt Gilmore's first bowl, well, 2.5 yards away. Thinks what to do. Oh, he's played other peg here as Matt. Playing for the jack or the connection. Oh, hits everything, but still leaves Greg 1. That game's now level at 19 across. Where Andy Moss and Glyn Cookson have both put their first bowls to this jack about 5 foot away. Imagine Glyn's on a slightly better land and is therefore counting. Oh, good bowl from Andy. Just skims Glyn's bowl. Finishes just alongside the jack, maybe a foot to the side. Glyn's just asked Andy if it's 1 or 2. They've called the referee over. Asked to make a decision. Glyn's actually just dropped his bowl and is going to come up and have a look himself. We'll just go over to the other game. Lead of Greg Smith's was 18 inches, 2 foot short. Matt run into the side of it. Yeah, they're trying to work out between them who's passed. Has Matt just bounced past Greg's bowl, or has Greg bowl still on? And Greg's come up to have a look. Matt's been up to have a look. And don't think they know. Of course, a huge danger for Greg with this bowl. I said, well, this game being 19 across, we're going to stay with this game until it finishes, then go back to the other semi-final. Huge dangers for this with this bowl for Greg. Didn't make a connection on Matt's bowl, puts it in and gives him a shot for game. He's just got to try and play almost. Drop it a little bit higher so it just pegs and gets another.
Well, he's put it back enough.
If that's stopped, then it's a great bowl. I'm not convinced it's gone. The crowd say it's gone out. The crowd has condemned it. It's gone too far, that bowl. They may not know he's on, but they know it's not two. As Matt short, he's after it. Has he gone enough? Has he done enough? Oh, he's played a reeling, and I think a measure for game. Matt, I think, likes his. What a bowl that was from Matt Gilmore. Measures are called. They've gone to Matt's bowl first, which is sometimes an indication that they think that's on as well. 2, game. First person into the final, Matt Gilmore. What a game that was, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going back to this game is also a measure. This for the chance to play Matt Gilmore in the final of the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit. The result of the measure was 1 to Andy Moss. He now leads 17-14.
Bookmakers will be very happy getting the black pens out, crossing all those Greg Smith bets out.
Well, the two favourites on this heat, on the heats, were Greg Smith and Glyn Cookson, and one of them's out.
Excellent lead again then from Andy.
But he's in a position now, he knows he's just got a lead. He's got to put the pressure on Glyn.
What about
and
this?
He's done it. Thank you very much.
Good reply. He's gone in a good position, sitting down the back of the jack. Very difficult to get at.
This hanging out, this right, this can't do anything.
No.
Well, Glyn's coming for 2 here. Just needs to stop. Oh, it's gone by. No, only one. 15-17. He's in the semi-final of the FlowFit British Senior Merit. Competition he's won before. Competition where, you know, the greats of the game have won this. He's in the semi-final and he's not led. He's not played a lead all game.
Gone quite a long way here now, Glyn. Gone about 37 yards here. Finger peg.
Yeah. He's not far off played, one Roy. He's not far off played. That's probably his best lead in about half an hour. And he's still looking at this, you know. He's almost think he's played one here. I think he's short, but you could tell he liked it. Obviously, Glyn's put a little bit of a flicky action that can drag a ball up. Good bowls from Glyn. Lives 2 to go level, Roy. Bit of pressure on Andy now with this bowl. Is he tight? Is he over the top? He can't do not for this. 2 for Glyn Cookson. $17 across.
This is the trick now to lead in the corner just below us here. If he can lead here, he'll be in command.
Well, this is now the business end of the game, Roy. You know.
Going a long way here. 40 yards at least. Playing finger peg into the faster part of the green.
Tight, well, it's short and he's narrow. Not for this, really. Andy must step in, must play one. First to 4 now this game, and Andy must play one. Length bowl, 4 foot to the side. I think Glyn might have reached with this. He's given this a chance. He needs to stop now. They're waving it out, the Andy Moss supporters. They've waved that one out, Roy. They waved it out.
Yep.
Now, has he reached? Can he get another with this? Can he get another with this bowl? Looks good enough to me from here. Two for Andy Moss, 19-17. You can imagine what he's going to do with the jack. Maybe what, 26, 27 yards?
Finger peg, round peg.
Shallow round peg, put one in front, thank you very much. I suspect he likes this one. Body language around Andy Moss says he liked it. Liked it all the way. Something wrong with this, Roy?
Yeah.
Not played one. Andy really should put all the pressure in the world on Glyn with this. Lay's game, can't do any more than that really.
Yeah, it's a good position. A back ball in case he runs the jack.
He's tight. Will it stop? Will it kind of stop a length? Well, it's a good effort from Glyn. I suspect that may have saved. Good saver from Glyn. Stayed in the game. Andy Moss now needs just one more point for victory. Will lead out 2017 to get into the final of the FlowFit British Senior Merit. No surprises with the type of mark he's gone on.
Yeah, round peg, playing finger peg, bias towards the ditch, playing about 28 yards again.
Glyn just might have played one here, Roy. Listen for the click. Now whatever Andy does with this bowl, which you think he's just absolutely played an absolute reeling.
Yeah. Tremendous ball that. Very awkward for Glyn now. He can hardly get at it because his own ball is in the way.
I think he may be able to chip it out thumb peg. There must be a bit of Andy Moss's bowl sticking out. game. Unlucky bowl from Glyn. They took the cameraman out. Darren had to jump in the air. But game over. Andy Moss wins 21-17. So the final in a few moments' time will be between Matt Gilmore and Andy Moss. And we are just about to go to another commercial break. Well, welcome back to the final of the 2016 FlowFit British Senior Merit between Andy Moss and Matt Gilmore. Andy, what can we expect?
I'm still breathless from this last semi-final, to be honest. I know you didn't cover it, but what a game! I think if Matty Gilmore plays like he did in that game, it won't be much of a match. But Andy Moss, he's played very well today. This has got the makings of an absolute thriller.
Andy, it was a bit of a funny semi-final because Glyn played better when Andy sent the jack, and it was kind of like neither of them really played that well when Glyn sent the jack.
Oh, be careful. Oh, what a good ball now that is. Well, played up, doesn't like it, turned his back. 2. Now I know an awful lot of people who's had Gilmore at 16-1. A lot of people with a lot of money on him. I wonder if they've let it ride. Do we know the betting for the final at all, Steve?
No.
No.
As you should know, Andrew, the research stopped about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. We'd lean over this railing,
Yeah.
but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm trying not to put all my weight on that. Well, looking at one of the bookies boards, it's 4-5. Take your pick. So there you go.
That's a sure sign the bookies have done rather well today. Yeah.
Yes, you could be right. Well, if he wins this, he'll have that on the mantelpiece next to his Waterloo trophy that he won a few years ago.
Played one here though, Matt Gilmore.
And Matty will be able to put it next to his All England trophy. Not too bad.
I've sent a glamorous assistant down to get the odds.
Told you 4-5, take your pick.
Not on Billy's book, it isn't.
Is it not?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Billy's maybe struggling then.
Ah. Well, Kieran's not there to sort them out, you see.
It's been a good day today, Q-Man. Been a very good All England. I've not been to that many of them. I know many people have been to the last 20 and 30 years worth, but I've probably been to the last 5 or 6. And I've really enjoyed this one. I think as a venue it's tremendous.
Weather's been good without being too hot or too cold. I know you've borrowed my jacket.
I'm absolutely frozen now.
Have you noticed if you look over this railing, there's one or two, I say, understate when I say one or two, very red people, and I don't think because they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
Now one more to Matt Gilmore, slides into a 3-2 lead. He's trying to get on this mark. He played so well in the semi-final, Andrew.
Yeah, he played well. He played a little bit deeper than this, but
yeah, he's finished.
It's amazing some of the sights you see in all England. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the Billy Forward book had them 4 to 5 take your pick as well.
Listen, I told you that 10 minutes ago, and I've moved on from the betting now.
You moved on.
I think
You're getting on with your life.
I think there's a few nerves going on here, you know. I think neither of them settled down just yet.
Well, the first end, there were 3 bowls within about 18 inches of the jack, and after that, they've gone slightly further away each bowl. Yeah, Matt's trying to get on this mark. He played so well in the semi-final. Although it was a feature of a few ends that he was trying to put his blocker in first.
Yeah, indeed. Well, where's this going? The Tixall Tornado. Dead length. Looks a bit slippy just there. Looks like they're sliding about off the line a little bit. That can't reach, surely.
Obviously, all the Whittle men in the crowd are now firm Matty supporters. Well, I'm not quite sure what he's done with this.
Well, gotta forgive him one bad ball now and again. Looks a better road with this.
Is it too far now?
It is too far.
Yeah,
Unless it hits.
Oh, still too far.
And it's
isn't
still
it?
too far. Wow. Well, this is a very scrappy game. I think both semi-finalists will be looking at this and thinking, if only.
Yeah, what's going on here?
It's always the case, you know. It happens to me all the time. I try not to hang about when I get beat. Yeah, lot further.
View of the end.
It's a little bit,
blocked
yeah.
by a rather redneck.
Yeah, there's definitely a redneck there. This isn't so bad. Not so bad. Rather have it than lick it.
16, 17 inches short of the jack.
Now then, Andy. Now then, Andy. Have you reached?
Yeah.
Has he left it?
No.
No, he's won it. Good ball, Andy Moss. Real good ball. Now then.
Bit of weight in here.
Needs to peg, needs to peg, needs to peg, can't do. Now then, Andy, can you pair up? No, you can't.
Slightly concerned over knocking Matty's bowl in. Didn't need all that much on it to put it in. Always safe to take the one on the jack.
One on the jack at this stage, yeah. 3-5. Do you know, I've just seen somebody in the crowd I used to know as a junior. He used to have golden curls on his head, and now he's grey-haired. That's aged me somewhat. Well, Mr. Moss, can't be so bad. Decent.
Complete change of tactic from the semi-final, where against Glyn, obviously you play shorter lengths.
This needs to sink, and it has done. There's not a lot of bias in them balls, you know. We're sat right behind this end, and that ball of Matty Gilmore sank like the Bismarck. Now Andy Moss is on a similar road, so we'll see if this does the same.
They are definitely playing into a bucket.
Are they? Well,
everything just gathered.
Very strange, that.
Well, Andy Moss's lead bowl pegged up.
It did.
And that one...
Will this peg up? Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe there's a little base in there. 7-3.
Thumb peg mark from Matty, trying to get back on this mark again. Thinks he's too far.
It is a little bit. Not the world's worst lead. Live and let live. My saying of the day. Now then, can you run, Andy? Can you run, Andy? Goes in. Just gone in. Decent ball.
Matty's chasing after this. He likes this. He likes this, you know. Good ball. Although you can see they got both balls there within inches of each other, and you see the way they're lying on the green, they're both pointing in different directions. No ball from Andy Moss, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know an awful lot about Andy Moss, apart from he's won the Waterloo and that he's a good player. But does he run after a lot of balls? Does he get involved? He looks very subdued to me, but maybe that's just his demeanour, I don't know.
He just seems to be a very calm player on the green.
Right. So when he was rubbing you out at Wigan subs, he didn't run after any then?
It was too wet to do that.
Right, okay. This is what he was doing against Greg Smith, playing 4 yards short with his first, then playing a nose-ender with his second. This is a different road altogether.
It's a weird bit of land, that, isn't it?
It's a very strange piece of land. It's virtually straight at it with a bit of wiggle in between. They're weeing it up. Needs to stop or else it goes out.
Stop
Won
it.
it. Just won it.
Andy Moss must be thinking, well, if he just beat me home, I must win.
Absolutely, that's all. Oh, he's tight, isn't he? He's tight.
Is he there?
He's tight. He's in back of that red un. Oh, jeepers.
Nope, it's a real. It's a peculiar bit of turf they were on there.
Very strange mark. Looks like Andy's going to stretch out.
Yeah, it's almost. I was thinking he's almost decided he's going to chuck Matt out and see if he can take him a distance.
Well, won't be so bad. Not so bad when it lets. Okay. What, foot behind? Something like that.
Well, Matt Gilmore, what are you saying with this?
Good ball, good ball.
It's as close as it looks.
Needs a connection. Needs a connection. Just tight. Right ball. Very well played ball, really.
Matt's just inquiring how far his bowler's away so that any kind of connection on it really will spring the jack to Andy's back bowl.
Good ball. Oh, he's been unlucky there, I think. Been unlucky. And just point out the referee, Mr. D.T. Evans, a local man. Always referees the final stages of the Colwyn Bay Festival. He's warned me many times for various things. Very good referee though. Good ball, Mr. Gilmore. Well, Andrew, what can you do?
Must be tight.
Yeah. That's all that ailed it. Just that little bit tight.
Didn't send this well, Matty. He's got us way all a bit peculiar.
Well, it's not done so bad. It's made another. Made another. Line 2. Big ball this needs to get in here. Else it's looking bleak. It's looking bleak. Bleaker by the second. 11-4. Halfway home.
Is it the course and distance, man?
It's looking so. Course and distance winner. 15 years ago, is it?
2001. 2001 winner. In all sorts of conditions, according to those who were here.
Yep.
I was not.
Yeah, I've been told the same. Hailstone, tornadoes.
Wouldn't have fancied being on this roof then.
No, definitely not.
Apparently in the 2001 this area was reserved for VIPs.
Was it?
And I bet they shifted a bit on the
I
sharpish
bet they
side.
did. Where was the buffet?
Probably, well, if the wind caused it, probably halfway to Wirral. Matty's chasing after another one. Lies
another good
2.
ball. Lies 2.
Lies 2 with it, not easy to beat and with a gap as well. No real target for Andy to try and sit on.
Looks to back to me. Looks to back. Can't win.
Two
Another
more.
2.
13-4.
Now, Stato,
Who's this?
you.
Oh, right, me.
What is the biggest win in an All England final?
Have I been looking on your programme?
Yeah.
Your programme blew away, by the way.
I know it did, yeah.
It took off.
Yeah, it's all right.
Not a clue. Hang on.
You may need a handbook.
Yeah, hang on. There's a programme.
I've got a handbook in my bag.
Have you got your bag with you?
I have.
Thank you. I've just been handed a programme.
Was that your lovely assistant?
It has, yeah. It doesn't have the scores in there.
No, it wouldn't do. I'll be back.
Andrew's gone off to try and find... if you didn't know the answer to the question, why ask the question? What an absolute clown. The man's a clown. Ask, do you know what the answer to this question is? No. Oh, hang on, I'll just go and find it. I'll be back in half an hour. If he had a brain, he'd be dangerous. Now for this bowl of Andy's, 14-4.
Like any self-respecting crown green bowler, I always have a British crown green handbook to hand. Let's have a look.
Do you know what page it's on?
I do. I am now looking at it. 6 at the minute.
Making great commentary, this lad. I don't know quite what to say.
Listen,
you're flicking through the crown green
Listen,
handbook.
you just fill in while I'm looking. I'll be another minute.
A minute?
At the most.
Oh, right, okay.
Still 6. Tony Poole, 1971.
I did ask while you were away, if you ask a question
here we go.
and you didn't know the answer to it, what's the point in asking the question?
Jackie Hunt, Wales, 21-5.
What year was that?
1979, the year I was born.
Good grief.
And if you believe that, you'll believe anything.
I was thinking that.
So 21-5 is the biggest ever score. Oh, no.
Keep going.
21-4.
You're in your element now. You're going it.
Yes.
Yeah.
21-4. Steve Ellis at BICC Prescott.
Oh,
Prescott Cables, which isn't there anymore.
I was there for that.
He beat G. Buckland, Wales, 21-4.
Steve Ellis. He conned everybody all game. He had engraved on his bowls 2 1/4 bias, and he went 2 1/4.
Right.
Oh, hang on, tell like he were 2 1/4. He had two full stamped on. Everyone's picking his bowl up, saying they pick well for 2 full, and they're trying to follow him, and he's just going, "What are they following me bowl for?"
21-4. That's the answer. Steve Ellis. So all he can do.
Are you not going further back through the annals of the game?
I've done it. I've done it.
Have you done it all
from
now?
year 1.
Oh, that's interesting.
In fact, if you can tell me.
No.
Who was the first? Oh no.
No. I can tell you what I had for breakfast this morning. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about your limit.
That's about it.
Do you know,
I had a lovely meal last night in the hotel, though. Moving on.
Was it a Bolton buffet? No.
No. It was garlic mushrooms and a creamy sauce. That was lovely.
Sounds lovely. Well, what's happened there? What's gone on there?
What's that? Somebody shouts from the crowd. That's a fair question.
This is a fair question. He's nearly not licked it. Well, has he improved?
Well, I think he might have done.
Are you sure?
Well, it's not as
No.
bad.
Well, that's the chance of that record gone.
Steve Ellis, wherever you are, you're now thinking, this is not matching me, lad.
Yeah, Steve Ellis.
Unless he knocks the jack to mat.
What was it? I'm trying to think. Is it Gwerend Buckland or something like that? Is that his name? Now then, 6:15. The comeback's on.
Well, the record has gone, and the chance of being joint second has gone.
Yep. I don't think he'll mind as long as he wins.
No, I don't think.
I think these things pale into insignificance.
Yeah, I don't think he's that fussed. No.
Although, me being me will never be involved in one of these things. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you be involved in these things?
Yeah, not good enough anymore, Steve. Gone at the game, big style, me.
Is he chuck jack off?
I think he may have just kept it on. It's actually quite quick there.
There's people in the expensive seats can't see where the jack's finished.
Well, that's no good. They need to sort that out for next season. He's put this down like it's the end of July.
And they've shown no, although it was tighter for man, they've shown no inclination of wanting to peg anyway.
No. It would be interesting to hold it on Camden. I think it'd be very, very enjoyable. You'd just be laughing.
Is this your sadomasochistic tendencies?
I think
coming
it
out?
must be.
Right.
Well, Matty Gilmore.
Gapped it and off.
2 now then. 8:15. Might be a game in another 5 minutes.
He's playing a more Andy Moss type mark now.
Yeah.
He's playing like,
No, I agree with you there. I remember watching him at the Waterloo. It was this sort of mark he was playing. Has he washed it? Certainly reached.
5 foot past. Actually, he finished a bit bad for him there. He seemed to kick on an extra couple of feet. This is not 5 foot past.
No.
Wheels have fell off this bolt.
Are we in need of a fridge?
A fridge?
Yeah. To set his jelly arm.
Oh.
No.
No.
No, not yet.
Chance with this, you know. Chance with this, you know.
Been unlucky. Been unlucky. Good ball for nothing.
$6.15.
6:15. Have
Sorry.
a try again.
It was 6.15 a while ago.
9:15. Do you know what it's missing this game? A Warwick and Worcester player.
Yeah, it's gone a bit kind of...
A little bit flat. Still a decent buzz round the green, but I think that semi-final was arguably the game of the day. Played a good one. Now then.
Now. Matty's turned over first bowl.
Well, I don't blame him. He likes it, he likes it, he likes it. Good ball. Very good ball. I remember you played one of them once.
Were you there?
Yes.
Was it against you?
No.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Now then, can he get another? Is there any danger?
I don't think there's any danger.
I don't think there's any danger.
Lost his silly weight. He's not got another though.
No, he's played as though there's danger, but you can understand that. One on the jack. 16-9.
Needs 5 more.
Yeah, step nearer the big prize. 1,200 quid. All England champion. Place in the Champ of Champs. And even more importantly, his name in the annals of Crown Green Bowls history.
Bowling immortality.
Absolutely. There's not many won this comp twice. Was it the...
Hey,
I think it was the... What's up?
You've been
What?
we've been delivered a pint of gold and stuff.
Have I? That's very kind. Was it Dick Merrick that won it 6 times or something daft? 5 times? The legendary Dick Merrick.
You'll have to get your book out again.
Yeah, I might have to have a look. So he needs a miss. Needs a miss. Needs a miss.
No
He's
bias
missed it.
in them. No bias in them.
There's not a lot, is there? There's not a lot of bias, that's for sure.
Does he get past his own bowl?
Not wrecked.
4 more required for victory. Do you realise this may well be a front page story in the Wirral Globe?
The Wirral Globe?
The Wirral Globe. The Wirral Globe, the front page. It may even be page 3 as well.
Well, there's not a lot wrong with this line. Anywhere near a length, it's a good one. All it ails it.
I don't think you can get a laser that can go in a straighter line as that bowl.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of bias in either of them looking at their lines compared to the jack, but that's done even worse, really.
Matty's played through. Jack would be nice. Well, look, any connection would be nice.
Well, close, done it, yeah. You needed it a bit thicker, really.
I'm not actually 100. Yeah, just stopped. Just stopped in.
Well, he's up the same road as his first.
Not sure. Must go past. Thank you and good night. 3 more.
18-9. Game going away from Andrew Moss.
Back on the mark he's knows so well.
Yeah, got him home against Greg Smith. Looks on a different route. Not the best lead. Now then, can you step in, Andy? You need to reach, needs to run. Gone in.
He's further with this, and further with this.
Well, he had to be. Needs a hit, it goes off, surely. Bye-bye.
If he had bias in his bowl, he might have hit that, Jack.
The Tixall Tornado. I think that might stick. Has he reached? Has he left it? No, just gone in.
Just enough.
Now then, same street. Same street, game on.
Just thinking now, win the next couple of ends. No.
2 ends, it could be all different. Now then, Andy, imperative you lead one. Absolutely imperative. Well, not so bad. Not so bad. They're going very, very straight, these. They're not going anywhere at the minute. There's no bias at all. Look at that. What a good response that is. It's like they're chucking them down a chute. Well, if he's anywhere near it,
Well,
no, it's underneath.
Behind it all the way.
Underneath.
Yeah. You could see that was never going to be getting up to the jack.
Well, roared to death, but as he left it,
Matty thinks he's short.
well, he is short. Just a single. 19-11. 2 chalks from glory. Two good balls for Crown Green greatness. Well, not so bad.
He'll be able
Not so bad.
He'll be able to get his name embroidered in the rich tapestry of the game.
Indeed. In golden thread.
Indeed.
Well, needs to stop. Needs to stop. Can't stop. Just gone out. He likes it. He likes it, but he needs to stop now.
Lies up.
Well, if he never wins it, he's laid up.
There's the Great Wall of China behind the bowl, behind the jack to rest on.
Has he whooshed it? No. No, it can't miss, can't fail. What a good ball under pressure that is. No jelly arm there. Now then. Now then. What odds would you lay me of him running out now?
Stranger things have happened.
Indeed. Can't see it myself, not today.
No.
Put the jack near the edge of the green, that's always a good sign. Means he's... Oh, this is a good lead, a Boston lead. Now then, Matty. Now then, Matty.
Not sure.
It must hang then. It's going to hang. Won it. What a good ball. What a good ball. Now then, Andy. Need a connection. Any connection's good. Any connection's good. What a good ball that is. Real ball.
Twirled it, Andrew. Other peg.
Twirled it, definitely. Well, it's got to go up now. He could take his own off. He has done.
Wow.
Double.
14-19.
Well, still not desperate.
I'm not 100% sure what type of ball that was really, because he couldn't really thumb peg. He couldn't get to Andy's counting ball, surely.
I think he was trying to knock the jack off really, but it's one of them, you're that far in front, maybe you can afford to play a ball like that. Andy's just happy that it happened. I'm a bit worried about one of our cameramen. I can see him getting covered in beer. Not just good enough, that, Andy. A yard in, it would have been okay. You really need 2 yards. Neither of those balls should be good enough to count at this stage of the game. Now then. Now then.
Has he reached?
It needs to run. It needs to run. It needs to finish.
Yes.
Gone in for me. Every egg a bird at this late stage, and everyone's a singer.
Mr. Evans, the referee, has signalled that ball has won.
DT Evans.
He's underneath with this compared to his
Yes,
first.
underneath to far. Gotta go out. 15-19.
Only 4 behind.
4 behind. Just think 10 minutes ago we were talking about
Record
scores. What a game this is. Now then, Andy. You play a lead here. The game is on. I think has he played thumb peg here into that big hole again? I think he has.
It's hard to tell with their balls.
I think he has. Instead of playing the finger peg towards the edge of the green, he's that thumb peg in the big hole. Now then.
He likes this, does Matt?
Now then.
I can tell he likes this. Miss all.
Miss all. Miss all. Miss all.
Who shouted miss all?
I think somebody's been drinking.
Today? Surely not.
Oh. Now then.
Has he reached?
What a road. What a road. And short. Well, he's got to go for it. He's got to go for it.
Well, what danger is there?
There is none. Unless he's a mile to far and knocks that short ball in. He's nearly in back of it, you know. Ooh. Ooh. Nearly. Nearly. All but.
I'll give myself a heart attack and just take one on the jack.
All but going for the wire. Well, remember last time Andy played 2 short balls up to this part of the green. Needs to be beating that first time out. Make sure you reach. Got to make sure you reach. He's tight. He's tight. He's Steve Davis, tight and short. Now then, is this the final nail in the coffin? No, he's short. He's left him room. Left the door open. Anything in.
That was a bit of a dry mouth bowl, that, wasn't it?
Was a bit. Well, he did lick his lips after. I think he should have licked them before.
Further with this.
He's nearly in back of it. Nearly in the back of it.
Go out.
Only nearly.
Goes out.
Can't go out. Can't go out today. Can't go out today.
16-20.
Now, what's he got here?
Finger peg.
I'm just glad he hasn't gone in that big hole again. And I can't actually see a hole from up here, but there must be one. Well, decent road, you know. Decent road. Length required. Anywhere near a length. Oh, just short. What a road.
He's probably 5 foot short of
Yeah,
that.
probably is. Is he any further? Well, there's nothing in. He's just got to come outside that. He's got to graze that red ball.
It must be an uphill finish where they've stopped those balls.
Must be. He's just got to graze that red ball with, I think, a yard of pace, and he'll be fine. Have a good ball. Now then. He's certainly wider. On a length, it'll do it all.
For Andy Moss,
Needs to run.
he almost ran after that for Andy Moss.
Now then, Matty Gilmore. Do you like it?
Trotting after
Do
it.
you like it? You're tight, Matty. You've left two.
Well.
You've left two. 18-20.
Well.
Wow. Now then, it's going to boil over this game if we're not careful. 18-20. There was a lot of nerves there. A lot of nerves. Oh, what a first ball this is.
You'd get after Sprouts in Shropshire for a lead.
There's plenty of them. Now then. He's roaded. It needs to be a length and it's too far. Oh, what a road. Just a yard too far. Bit of adrenaline maybe. He stroked this, by the way. He's absolutely stroked it. Same ball. Dare he play the same ball? Or will he try and beat it with a dead un? I think he's gone for the same ball.
Doesn't like it, you know. Matty
It's
likes it.
It's to back.
Matty
It's to
likes
back.
it.
It's weighed in.
Sinks to his knees. Matty Gilmore sinks to his knees as the new champion.
Tremendous win for Matty Gilmore. Lightning does strike twice. Brilliant win from the...
We have a mini pitch invasion.
Not like it's been the last couple of years, but, you know, one person came on. Good win for Matty Gilmore, the Merseyside man. The winner of the 101st BCGBA FLOWFIT British Senior Merit 2016, Matty Gilmore. What a great performance. Punches the air with his bowls. Absolutely fantastic. The end of a great day. We'll just go to a bit of a commercial break and join us after that, please. Thank you. Okay, welcome back, just in time for the presentation. We've got the presentation party on the green. See Simon Parsonage down there, main sponsor, FlowFit. Greg Smith coming up for his semi-final prize. A little bit disappointed, probably they didn't do better, but he played very, very well and didn't do an awful lot wrong. Glenn Cookson coming up now. He'll have been in this position of many, many times. Just getting his money off Simon and Peter Hyam, Welsh president. Now we'll have a disappointed Andy Moss. Runner up for the second time in this event. Some people would give the right arm to have done that, but Andy will be disappointed. Shaking hands with John Crowther. Is it John Glazier? I can't remember. Terrible with names. Simon Parsonage. Peter Hyam, I don't know the lady's name. And here's Matt Gilmore, winner for the second time, 15 years after his last win. A very impressive player all day. Picking up the cheque for £1,200 and the cup. A bit of a few words from Matty. Nice words from Matty Gilmore. And there we see him with the All England trophy, the one that we all want to get our hands on. Tremendous achievement. To win it once is amazing, to win it twice is just absolutely fantastic. Going through a few photographs. And there's not a lot else to see just at the moment, so we'll just have a few minutes break and we'll go to a commercial. Please join us after that.
Well, welcome back, and joining me up in the studio is a gallant and unlucky loser in Andy Moss. Unlucky, mate, but well played.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously very disappointed. You don't get many chances in a final, and yeah, I'm disappointed, but fair dues to Matt. I mean, he deserved to win, really. He outplayed me.
I know in the semi-final, Matt, he played awfully well, and he carried that form into the first half of the game. He didn't really give you much of a chance.
No, well, that was it. I mean, I was just totally outplayed the first half of the game. Everything I put up, he beat. You know, and that's it, really. I mean, it looked like being a very one-sided game at the start, but all you can do is hang in and just see what happens, really.
Well, you did everything you could, and you did everything that you should have done. So, you know, it's one of those you can walk away with the odd regret, but you shouldn't really, because you played so well all day.
Yeah, I mean, you'll look back and you'll think, what if, won't you? But if you'd have said you're losing in the final when you come out this morning, we'd have probably been quite happy with that. So, you know. You've
done well. You represented your county very well. I know you're a good supporter today in Simon Parsonage, the sponsor of our FlowFit, who's done so much work, and you've done yourself proud from my point of view. I mean, you played well all day. Anything in the final that you think, look back, you think, well, if only I'd done?
Well, as I say, I mean, early on, you know, Matt played exceptionally well. When you get back to 2018, I'll always think, well, I perhaps should have gone somewhere else, because I didn't really lead very well at the last end and sort of not let him in, but he took advantage of a bit more room than I was intending to give him, really. I mean, you know, I thought if I could get one close, you know, and get the pressure on him, because, I mean, he was looking at the winning line all for a fair way, and, you know, I'd got nothing to lose, really.
Well, it's literally one of those games where you're always too many points behind, but you're always getting closer and getting closer and getting closer. If you're 31 up, you're almost going to be favourite.
Yeah, well, as I say, to give somebody 15-4 start is hard, and when he's as good as Matt is anyway, it's very, very difficult. It was just a matter of trying to get as much pressure on Matt as we possibly could and see what happened, really. But good luck to Matt, really.
Well, Matty's done well, and to be honest, so have you. You've had a wonderful day. You played really well all day. Congratulations on not winning, but getting so close. So well done. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back after a very quick message from the sponsors with the winner, Matt Gilmore. Congratulations, Matt.
Thanks very much, Steve. Yeah, it's 15 years to the day, more or less, that I came here and managed to win it. Yeah, so I'm made up to do it again.
Unbeaten on the green. Well, join here. Remember, you must be, you play it so well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's just something special for me here. Just seemed to adapt well to the greens and played it well both times. So yeah, great.
Well, congratulations. You played well all day. You had battles all day as well. Huge battle in the semi-final against Greg, and it looked like it must be going to be an easier game in the final against Andy until he started that comeback against you.
Yeah, I mean, I was 15-4 up, and I was really hitting a good length. I made one mistake and played one bad end, and from then on the game really swerved round. He started putting me under pressure, and as you get nearer to the finish line, you start trying harder and harder, and suddenly you start to struggle and play bowls you maybe wouldn't normally. So and he, at the end he had a real chance of coming back and pinching the title off me.
Well, he didn't, so congratulations to that. It's you won it today. You've won it 2001. Memories from then, memories today, do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit surreal both times. You can't really take it in. It's just all of it. It's a bit of a whirlwind at the end, but I intend to try and enjoy this a bit more than the first time, because it was a real whirlwind the first time I came. So yeah, I'm going to really enjoy this. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations. You've done your club and your family proud today. It's a special day for you. So congratulations on that. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the show today. It's been a fantastic day. We've got a fantastic winner. The next time you'll see us will be in 3 weeks' time for the junior event. And I'll just wrap up by saying that this has been a Globe Geek Media production on behalf of the British Crown Green Bowling Association. Until next time, goodbye.